Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. If you actually want to join the panel, please, please, please go ahead and do so. Also, guys, let's go ahead and send your daily heart me. We need to get the likes up to 8,000 likes. We're only at 2,000 likes. You guys took me for granted the fact that I was trying to fix the camera, and you guys haven't been tapping the screen. Listen, we got to get it up to 8,000 likes. We got people in the box, and I want to let people on the panel. I see we even got frenemies. I definitely want to talk to frenemies. Listen, we want to get people in the box. We want to get people on the panel, but in order to do so, I need you guys to tap the screen. Until we get to 8,000 likes, I can't open up the panel. I cannot open up the panel until we get to 8,000 likes. So guys, keep tapping the screen. Get the likes up to 8,000 likes. Also, we do have the daily gift goal, which is the 2025. It's only 1 coin. Let's go ahead and knock that out as well. Let's knock out all the daily gift goals. Let's do all the wonderful things to let the TikTok know that not only are we in the building, but we're back. We're here. We're ready for an amazing, amazing night of conversations. If you are someone who wants to share your opinion about what life is going to look like under this Trump administration, if you want to talk about the slew of executive orders that he has passed already, if you want to talk about any and everything that he has done, please, please, please go ahead and request up again. As soon as we get to 8,000 likes, I will open up the panel. If you have not sent your daily heart me, please, please, please go ahead and send your daily heart me. We are taking all comers. If you are someone that wants to make your voice known, again, guys, let's knock out the daily gift goal. It's only those 1 cent goals. I'm going to go ahead and start letting people in. If you are interested in getting on the panel, please, please, please request up. It does not matter if you are someone who is excited and think Trump is going to make America great again. If you are someone who is not so excited about what's about to happen, go ahead and request up. If you are someone that just wants to share your opinion, please, please, please request up. We are taking all comers. We are taking all comers. Keep tapping the screen. The likes are now at almost 10,000 likes, but we need to keep the likes moving. As you hit the panel, please, please, please mute up. I would like to get as many people up here as possible, but as we get onto the panel, please mute yourself, and I will do an introduction. But I need everyone to mute yourself. Mute yourself as we get onto the panel. Thank you for the heart me. Guys, if you have not sent your daily heart me, go ahead and send that. Let's do all the things, right? I apologize. The actual, the picture was a little bit off. I was trying to fix the picture, and still, yeah. We got, I don't want to say we got screwed over, but we kind of got screwed over. It threw some things off. Like the TikTok is still a little bit funny. We're still trying to get everything back in the flow of all of it. It's a whole thing. But I digress. We're going to get it figured out. All right, I think we're at least good enough. All right, guys, keep tapping the screen. Share the live out if you are interested in joining the panel. Please, please, please request up. We will get you up on the panel. If you have not sent your daily heart me, go ahead and send it. It's only 1 coin. And guys, let's knock out these 1 cent goals. Please, please. Let's do all the wonderful things. We got to get everything back into the flow of how it should be. The TikTok went away for a little while, and we got to make sure that everything is working properly. I know a lot of people have had multiple issues. We're going to work through it. We're here. We're ready. All right, so we're going to go around the horn, and I'm going to do a quick introduction. And what I want to do is we're going to go one by one just to get a quick introduction. And I want to know, are you a Trump supporter? And what are your expectations for these next... No, I'm sorry. Are you a Trump supporter? What do you think about day one of the Trump administration? What do you think about day one of the Trump administration? We're going to start with Frenemies. Frenemies, how are you?
Yo, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, Frenemies. Frenemies, can you tell the people, are you a Trump supporter? And what do you think about day one of the Trump administration?
I am, in fact, a Trump supporter, surprise to all. And I think day one was action-packed. I think he did more press conferences and interviews than Joe Biden did in the last 4 years just today. So good on him for that. His executive orders, we'll see how those play out and what's going to come with those and exactly what was signed and how many, just so many questions. So But I think it's good that he's out in front of the press. He sat down for a 50-minute interview while signing executive orders, and I watched it. It was fun, and he's talking with the American people.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Big Hawk, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Big Hawk, can you tell the people, are you a Trump supporter, and what did
Yeah,
you think about day one of the Trump administration?
Trump. Yeah, Trump support. I think it was a big impact today. Got some stuff done. Said he was going to sign executive orders to close the border, get the military down there. That's what he did. I just seen. I really requested up because I seen your oligarchy from within, and it's kind of funny. Those
Wait, Big Hawk,
guys.
you know we don't get to talk about the actual topics just yet until we do the
Oh,
introduction.
okay.
Don't worry, I'll get to you. We're going to get to talk about it. Give me a second. AC, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I am not a Trump supporter. I think today was the death of democracy.
Ooh, that's a big statement. All right, perfect. Thank you, AC. Chris, what up?
You need to some of this New York weather, take it back. I'm just in all of this stupidity because I actually painstakingly read through all of these. I'm not a Trump supporter. Executive orders, and a lot of these are flash, and a lot of these are actually self-inflicted, like the WHO, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just surprised that something's happened today that are going to actually put us in the backwards direction via executive order. But
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, we're gonna get into it all. Thank you, Chris. All right. Not stressed. How are you?
Oh, yes, I'm not stressed and I'm feeling good. I'm a
Good.
Trump supporter
Okay.
and I'm excited to hear about the opposition tonight. So I love it.
Wait, but you didn't answer my question. What did you think about day one of the new Trump administration?
I agreed. I loved it. I watched it all. It was awesome.
Okay. All right. Perfect. John, how are you?
Other than this freezing weather in Florida, I'm doing pretty well.
Good. John, are you a Trump supporter? And what was your perspective of day one?
Oh, definitely not a Trump supporter. My perspective is that he's doing exactly what we warned everybody that he would do, even when people were saying that, oh, it's all flash and that he doesn't really mean it. And to start off with the free all of the J6ers and on the same token and birthright citizenship and to start mass deportation is completely hypocritical to me. So I think we're screwed over the next 4 years.
All right. We're gonna get into it. Perfect. Thank you. And KVNH, what can I call you?
Kevin.
Kevin, how are you?
You know,
Ah,
all right, I guess.
I know. Kevin, are you a Trump supporter? And what was your perspective of day one under the Trump administration?
I am definitely not a Trump supporter, and I think a lot of this was flash, but at the same time, a lot of it wasn't, and we are seeing the end of our republic.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Artemis, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Artemis, are you a Trump supporter? And what was your view or what was your perspective of day one of the Trump administration?
So I am absolutely not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. And my viewpoint is I'm not surprised. These were things that were warned ahead of time. I am more in organization and action mindset right now, working with other people, different countries, different things like that, trying to get everybody set and ready to go for what's going to be happening, especially with things starting tomorrow with raids. So yeah, just really having my finger on the pulse, trying to keep up with everything that he's doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you. And VJ Easy, how are you this evening?
Oh, wait, there we go. Sorry
There
about
we
that.
go.
I am very well, good brother. How about yourself?
Good. Can you tell the people, are you a Trump supporter? And what was your perspective of day one of the Trump administration?
I am not. My perspective of day one of this administration, I'm trying to see what my number is going to be because I'm pretty sure we're all just going to be recognized by that soon. Some of the stuff already that was partying the J6 rioters, and then Birthright said, "Yo, come on, man, this is about to be a wild ride."
It's gonna be something. Perfect. All right, guys. So we have a panel full. If you are interested in actually getting on the panel and actually sharing your perspective, no matter if you are someone who supports Donald Trump or someone that's just simply trying to hang on for the ride, go ahead and request up. Also, guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. We are now at 25,000 likes. Let's get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's also make sure that you send your daily heart me. That helps boost the live. And I am resetting the daily gift goal. Right now, we have the pink heart puffs as the gift goal. They're 1 coin goals. So if you guys can keep knocking those out for me, it'll help boost us out to the FYP, especially now. Listen. I need you guys to like completely lock in. The reason why I say this is the first night back since the whole TikTok went down and all this other stuff. The algorithm is trying to learn, and we're going to teach it. It's going to learn today. So I need you guys to do the things to help make it learn, to help push us out. That's tapping the screen, sharing the live. We only have 20 shares. Let's get the shares up to 50 shares. Let's sharing the live, tapping the screen, knocking out the daily gift goal. I'm going to keep resetting it as these 1 cent goal so we can knock it out. Doing all of those things will actually help push us out to the FYP and actually help the algorithm relearn and get us in an even better spot. So if we want more people in here, we want to have these conversations, I need you guys to be active participants and not just sit back and watch, right? So again, we have the pink heart puffs. Let's knock those out. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that everyone on the panel understands that in order to have these conversations, we need to make sure that we use TikTok friendly language. What does that mean? That means saying stuff like pew pew, unalive, mustache man, C19, schmex, those type of words, just to make sure that we keep you guys safe and we keep the live safe. And speaking of which, just an FYI, there's been a lot happening. I've been watching other lives, so make sure that you are mindful of those words. Artemis, you want to say something?
Yes, just really quickly. I know some people are having trouble reloading their coins. I had an issue earlier today. You can do it online. So if you can't do an app, go online and look up, just reload my TikTok coins. You'll be able to find it that way, and you can reload online. I just wanted to do that for your audience because some people are having issues with that.
Yeah. No, I understand. Perfect. Also, guys, just a reminder, we are a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms. Racism, sexism, classism. We also don't do any of the phobias. Homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't actually tolerate that, not only on the panel, but we don't tolerate that in the chat. So if you are participating in any of those things in the chat, you will be muted and blocked. My mods don't play that. And last but not least, guys, I want to remind everybody that we do have a nightly donation goal. We have a nightly donation goal of $250. So if you guys enjoy the education, entertainment, information, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. And also, if you see at the bottom of the screen, it says Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24. That is how you can actually donate. With that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to say to the victors go the spoils, right? So no matter how we feel, Donald Trump is in power, right? Donald Trump is the president. Donald Trump is the person that we have to actually hold accountable. So I want to start with not stress. Donald Trump actually did multiple things today. It seems like he is going to be very, very active as far as what he's doing. Again, he signed a bunch of executive orders. He's been, doing multiple interviews. Not stress. Can you tell me, beyond just today, what do you think that is going to be the focus of the Trump administration within the first 100 days? What's something that you think he's going to get done relatively quickly, and how do you think he's going to actually do that?
Okay, yes. Um, Definitely within the 100 days, he's going to hit the border because that's what his big thing was uh, getting rid of people who are here illegally, and so that's going to be his primary focus is the border. Um, I do believe that, like you said, he's going to have as many people as he can on the border. I thought it was kind of, see, this is my thing. I don't know if it's most Americans or not, but I do think it's like Trump's and kind of mine, but like a sense of humor. But when he was talking about like the 88,000 IRS agents that they employed to, go through our records and stuff like that, when he said like, oh, I'm probably gonna get rid of them, but I hope they want to go to the border because that's where we need them. You know, I think the border is the biggest issue, and I do think that's what he's going to focus on. And I'm excited about that because we do need people coming into this country from different countries, but we need them coming in legally. And so I believe that getting rid of the ones who are not supposed to be here, who are just kind of dumped here, and getting them out, I think that's the best thing. So that's just
Okay. Okay. All right. Chris, I want to come to you. I want to hear your follow up from that because the simple fact of the matter is she hit something that sparked my attention, and she said, not only are we going to focus on the border, but we're going to get the people out of here. I know you as someone that used to be in the military. Donald Trump said he is going to deploy the military to the border. I want to hear your thoughts on, his strategy as far as what he's doing with mass deportation, and also him weaponizing the United States military to actually basically do his bidding.
So I can actually speak from that directly because for about 7 months I was on the border of El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, port of entry. So one, here's Trump's repeating his same mistake. So he declared an emergency at the border of 2019, where he also deployed the military because of a 400% increase of crossings compared to Obama that had it on lock and was even called the deporter in chief at one point in time. So once again, he's doing the same thing. He's not solving the root causes. Also, according to the actual same U.S. Customs and Border Policy, 1 in 10 undocumented migrants actually have a criminal record, which is way above one in. If you put 10 Americans together, unfortunately, that number is going to be higher. Plus, we don't have a way to actually, reliably screen between undocumented, which is a lot more than illegal, in the United States, which is why I'm concerned. I'm going to keep a close eye on Chicago's local economy over the next few months because it's proven that mass deportation is bad for economies. Ask Florida and all these other things. So Trump's repeating his first mistake that he made in 2019. No surprise there. You're going to waste a bunch of military assets because you don't actually. We had a chance to actually go after the root cause. It was the Langford bill that Trump called the Republican Party to get shot down. So this is a complete waste of time, a complete waste of resources, and it's not going to get anything done. And am I surprised about the dude that wants to do tariffs again too? Not really. Wasted executive order. But I'll touch briefly on what happens when you're military and you work at the border, right? So normally it's some order issued by the president, right? And essentially you're just sitting there and watching. We're actually a lot of people don't realize we're actually very hands off. The border patrol's directly in front of us. And from my anecdotal experience, we can't do much unless somebody is trying to actually harm people. And notice how you didn't see any of that on the news because undocumented migrants are actually 4 times less likely to commit violent crimes than American citizens, American Bureau of Criminology. So if Trump's logic was actually right, how come we're not seeing FIRE fights every time we do this at the border? It just doesn't happen. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Not stress.
Oh yeah, I was very curious. You were saying all of that. You said that they're not as likely to be what, like,
So, according to the FBI, American Bureau of Criminology, and even the U.S. Customs Border Policy, yeah, they're 4 times less likely to commit violent crimes than American citizens. And actually, let me give you one crime just to use in 2024, since we got the data. 30 unalivings from migrants, almost 17,000 from Americans. So, with that being said, right? So, there's actually, in fact, the 12 border cities that we have, the crime index goes from 0 to 12 to 1200. 1200, you're living in a pretty sketchy place. I live in Houston, that's at 1100. All 12 border cities, Reynoso, Eagle Pass, El Paso, Sunland Park, and so on and so forth, none of them go past 400. So they're actually very peaceful cities.
Not stress. Did you want to say something in response to that?
no, I was gonna say I agree because I do feel like people who are coming over and truly want to be here are not trying to commit crimes. They are truly wanting better lives, and so they're going to be those people who are not going to commit crimes and things like that. So I'm interested in the facts. So it's not I wasn't trying to get like I gotcha point. I truly want to hear the facts. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. With that being said, I kind of want to swing it over to Artemis for a second. Artemis, because so you mentioned something interesting, and it all correlates, right? The thing that is supposedly happening tomorrow is ICE raids, right?
Yep.
They're going to start hitting the different quote unquote sanctuary cities to make sure that they are able to complete this mass deportation that they're trying to accomplish. Can you tell me what danger does that actually cause to not only good intention immigrants that are here, but just in general for anyone in these different areas when it comes to these type of raids?
So the issues with a lot of these raids is going to be specifically the fact of that Trump has not even like talked about how we're going to even be like looking at who we're raiding to be exactly. This is going to be, we already know that hotlines have been proposed for individuals to call in and say, I think so and so is here illegally. This is going to cause so many issues due to the fact that, it's going to be honest with you, white people like to say that Latino people are not here legally. As someone who lives in Texas, growing up, I didn't see this as much. Getting older, I see it quite often that there's always this weird apprehension. Like if someone is Latino and they're speaking Spanish, that I just see that people react in a very certain way that makes me think that people think they're here illegally. And so when you have people calling raids, this is going to disproportionately affect people who are here legally, born here in America, are America. Also, I always find the term here illegally to be interesting because I've always wondered what the classification of that is. Are we talking about people who are still within their 1 year to claim asylum? Are we talking about people that have passed that? I've always wondered what's going to be the middle ground for that. And so what I fear is that we're going to have essentially ICE agents roaming around Chicago, and here's what also worry, they don't have due process. So you're supposed to have due process in this country, whether you are a citizen or not. We're doing this without due process. And I'm concerned about no-knock warrants, or even if we're going to do that, we're just breaking down doors, going into buildings. We know that this is dangerous. In America, you are allowed to carry. I am pro 2A. And people here who are here on an immigration basis are also allowed to carry. So I just see this being an absolute disaster and quite frankly, dangerous for everyone involved. And there's even people talking about online. I'll say myself that basically I'm saying, hey, please keep an eye out on your friends who are Latino or who are here as an immigrant, because unfortunately people are going to just be calling people in for no reason. So these are the things that I'm concerned about, because these raids there's no direction for this. It's just we're doing raids, and I am gravely concerned about that.
That's a good point. Frenemies, I want to come to you because I know you're a Trump supporter. You and I have had multiple encounters. I know a little bit more about you than maybe the rest of the panel or anyone else watching. But frenemies, are you really okay with that? Are you okay with people liberties being infringed on, or constitutional rights being infringed on, but even more than that, just like the humanitarian issue that it could cause with people with doing these raids. Like, can you justify that?
Sure. I mean, I would like to see the effects of these raids. If it's going to be a horrible catastrophe, then I think we should speak up about it. But if they're just going after people with order to removal or whatever the hell they're called, and they're already on their way out, let's expedite the Like, okay, I'm down for that. And either they're doing raids or they're roaming. So I think, Artemis, you're throwing it back and forth that they were going to roam around and do nothing, or they're going to raid. I think it's going to be one or the other. And I don't think they're going to be roaming around just frisking people. I think it's going to, we'll just have to see what happens. I'll call it out if I see bullshit.
So you're,
If I
wait,
can-
wait. So, frenemies, you're willing to, I guess, somewhat take a bet that things aren't going to be bad? Is that what you're saying? Help me understand that.
You got to have some kind of faith in the justice system, in a large sense, I guess. And if we think that ICE is just going to go and do maximum harm for no reason, then like, okay, then I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
If I may
Go ahead,
ask.
Artemis.
So like, well, I don't remember necessarily saying roaming. I'm not talking about frisking actually at all. I'm talking about the fact that like, under what grounds are we, like, what information is being given to ICE for them to go and do raids on individuals is what I'm wondering, because that's not been established. Like, are these individuals that have committed a crime? Like, I like, how are they going to just discern?
Well, that's obviously stuff that we don't have access to, because, like, if FBI is going to raid somebody, they don't let somebody know, like, oh, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, public, hey, this is what's going on. So we're just going to see how it plays out, and that's where I'm at right now. Let's see how it plays out. If we need to call bullshit, let's call bullshit. And no need to freak out for no reason. It leaked to the media a week ago.
But this has happened before. I don't know if you know about the Night of Long Knives, but like, this has happened before under like fascist regimes. I don't want to wait around and see if a bunch of people are going to be harmed by the actions of our government.
So you have no faith in our government?
Quite frankly, no.
Okay.
I
mean, that's a fair opinion to have.
Hold on one second. So let's kick it around for a half a second. AC, what do you think? Do you have faith in our government? Do you think that they could actually execute these type of raids without harming people or really infringing on people's rights?
Well, I'm of two schools of thought on this, because of the fact that people here illegally don't have rights in America.
That's not true. Technically, people here that are quote unquote illegally do have constitutional rights as well.
Okay, so that changes everything.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up because I want to make sure that I'm speaking to it directly. But go ahead and finish your point.
Okay, so with that knowledge, there's a lot of government agencies that do a lot of things within our government that are sketchy, and people don't like to admit it too much, but data is always being sifted through, whether it be financial data, whether it be political data, whether it be informational data. Data is always being sifted through by our governments and shared between our governments. And this could cause severe, how do I want to word this? Severe misinformation about people's situations. And adding on to that misinformation with things like some of the executive orders that he went ahead and put in place, and that he says he's going to put in place as well, I believe that it will take away more rights for people than it will give people rights. And we're going to see I don't want to say fascist yet, but we're going to see that America takes a turn against people that deserve to be here,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
instead of people that are here criminally. There's a difference between here illegally and here criminally.
yeah.
If you're here to do bad things, you need to go back. If you're here for safety and protection, you need to stay.
Yeah.
That's
So let me hop in for a second and say that article S8.C18.8.7.2, aliens in the United States, if everyone can see the screen. Basically, this actually speaks to the rights that undocumented immigrants have. I want to pull everyone's attention to this part here that says aliens, aliens who have once passed through our gates, even illegally, may be expelled after proceedings conforming to traditional standards of fairness encompassed in due process of the law. The court reasoned that the alien physically present in the United States, regardless of their legal status, are recognized as persons granted due process by the law under the 5th and 14th Amendment. So,
okay.
yeah, even if you are here, quote unquote, illegally, you do have constitutional rights to actually protect you, which is a big thing. And I also think that's
Yes.
another reason why Donald Trump specifically wanted to do, he's targeting the 14th Amendment as well, because that'll give him the ability to actually go after said constitutional rights. But with that being said, let me come back to not stress for a second. Not stress after hearing that information and understanding that even if the immigrants are quote unquote illegal, our Constitution is supposed to still protect them. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah. My thoughts truly are like, I mean, I've been watching the inauguration all day, and I'm sure there are. Uh, it sounds bad, but like um, ways around certain things for like immigrants, or like what he is trying to do away with right now with the ones who've come over illegally and get them back. And I was trying to figure out what all that clapping was, but
Oh, I'm sorry, I was typing. That's me. I apologize. I was typing. That's me.
that's you. Okay, yeah. Um, so I'm still trying to, even in my mind, wrap around the sheer number of people that he is talking about, like deporting. And because the one thing is, they're not all deporting to Mexico, because all of the people are not from Mexico.
But you
They're
know
from
what's interesting
countries
about that though is he's only talked
way
about the
further.
northern border, right? He hasn't said anything about the. I'm sorry, he's only talking about the southern border. He hasn't said
Canadian,
anything about the
Canadian
northern
border.
border. He hasn't said
Right,
anything
Canadian
about
border.
expired green cards. Like he's specifically targeting the southern border.
Right, and I believe that is because of mainly the Venezuelan issues with the uh, unleashing the mental wards and the police. Yeah.
So, fun fact, and I don't know if anyone else on the panel wanted to speak to this as well, but just an FYI, not stress. Venezuela is not releasing prisoners from their, people from their quote unquote mental wards to swarm into the United States. That's actually not happening. Venezuela actually has
Currently, or like the past?
both.
Ever.
They've never done
Yeah,
that.
they've never done that.
Kevin, you want to
Okay.
speak to it?
Um,
Yeah,
no, I think it's it's just another one of those things that people are misinformed about. I've lived in Aurora. It's another thing that they like to talk about. I've never once seen any evidence of any of the things that they like to go off about living in Aurora. It's just false information to justify what they're doing, which, I mean, in a lot of what we've discussed so far, I feel is the assumption that Trump actually cares about the Constitution, which by his executive orders today makes it pretty clear he doesn't care about the Constitution or the amendments to the Constitution. The man thinks he can, with a swipe of the pen, get rid of the 14th Amendment. So,
And so let me just show this real quick. Not stress. So as you can see, if you actually go to factcheck.org, it does break down that Trump's claim that Venezuela is releasing people into the United States, criminals, mental patients, things like that. It's very false, and even more than that, there's been a deep dive that has been completed with the Venezuelan government, and they have actually accounted for their prisoners, and also their prison system is actually pretty strong. So there is that.
It literally says does not prove, not proves him wrong. Those are two different things.
Said crime drops in Venezuela does not prove Trump's claim the country is sending criminals to the United States.
Okay, so is does not prove and proves wrong two different things in your eyes?
Yeah, so if you want to actually read through this entire article, I mean, the basis of what it's saying is Donald Trump is saying the reason why crime got better in Venezuela is because they were shipping the actual inmates and those patients to the United States, which it does speak to the fact that that it's not correlated. There's more to it, but I was using this actual article as a point of reference.
Right. No, I understand that.
But just FYI for enemies, you can actually, again, it's one of many things, but I just pulled up factcheck.org because it's a credible source. But there are actually other articles and detailed documents showing that it's not a thing that's happening. I'm not saying that people aren't coming from Venezuela, but as far as Trump claimed that they're emptying out their asylums to come into the country, that's not happening.
Well, correct, but the thing is we just really can't prove who is coming from what country and why they are, and that's all I'm saying is we just don't know the who and when and why.
but to that same extent, then how are they going to do exactly that with these raids? How are they going to do that with these mass deportations? If we don't know who's coming over here, we can't say who's over here. Then how is that going to be effective?
You're exactly right. That's the issue, is because when they were talking about it under Biden, they were saying that like all these people, they knew where they were or who they were or what they were, where they were. And it was like, no, you can't possibly know every single person who crossed into this country legally or especially illegally. And that's you just proved the same point.
I think that majority had to do with people here seeking asylum and people who actually had claimed asylum and were actually here technically legally under our laws.
You're correct.
All right, hold on one second. I want to get to DJ Easy, but first I want to introduce Lola real quick. Lola's new to the panel. So Lola, are you a Trump supporter, and what was your reaction to day one of the new Trump administration?
So I am absolutely not a Trump supporter. But I'm a Latino born in this country. And it's funny how these YT people voted for Trump. And of course, because they're YT, they can care less about what happens to the rest of us, people who are a different color, because they think that they have a priority. And here's my issue. As an American and as a Latino race, my family is Latino, but I was born in this country and have the same rights as any white T person does here. It is concerning to me because I feel like I have to literally, we're being told that we have to, me and my daughter, who is 20 years old, born in this country as well, we have to walk around with a birth certificate. That is ridiculous. It's like me having to walk around with a star on me saying, yes, I was born here. We all look the same. So therefore, if they're going to raid a business and I'm in that business and I have a Latino face, which I do and I'm very proud of, I have to justify why I'm in this country legally, which I think it's ridiculous. But of course, not stressed, as a YT woman, could care less about how that feels for us.
Okay.
And that's my problem.
Well, right. Okay. Well, we're hold one second. That was just the introduction. We will get into that in just a moment. Guys, there is 267 people hanging out.
Hopefully so.
Hold on 1 second. No stress. I'm going to come back to you. Give me 1 second. Guys, there's 267 of us hanging out. Let's keep tapping the screen, right? I said this before. The algorithm has reset. We have an opportunity to actually do some amazing things, but I need you guys to be active participants. I need everyone here tapping the screen. We're at 47,000 likes. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Keep tapping the screen. Also, let's knock out the daily gift goal, which are the little heart fingers. Let's knock those out. Doing all of those things will help send us out to the FYP. And also, let's share the live. We have 130 shares. Let's get the shares up to 200 shares. I need everyone in here to be active participants doing all those wonderful things. Also, if you haven't sent your daily heart me, please go ahead and send that. It's only one coin, and that helps boost the live out as well. And last but not least, guys, we do have our daily donation goal of $250. I would love to be able to hit our nightly donation goal for the first night back. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, which is at the bottom of the screen. If there, again, 277 people hanging out. If 250 people send $1, we can completely close out the goal. So everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. DJ Easy, you had something you wanted to say, and then I do want to come back to Not Stress because I would like to give her a chance to actually respond to Lola.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Your mic just like, whoo.
Hey, look, man, this is a pretty good mic for a pretty good price too. One of the things that I like to tell people about with immigration, especially as it applies to asylum seekers, because I know, and I'm not putting this on people as a 100% negative, but I know a lot of people aren't reading these things. Mm-hmm. For example, U.S. Code 1158. That is directly about asylum seekers, where any person who is physically present in the U.S. or arriving at the U.S. border may apply for asylum, regardless of their immigration status. Here's the thing about that. They don't even have to enter in a recognized port of entry that way, just as long as they are on this soil. And they have a year to do that. So I'm not sure exactly if people are understanding how the asylum thing works. Also, these people are coming from countries that America had hands in and making their countries somewhere to flee from. Slightly different conversation, but if you're interested in it, the history is, woo. Here's the thing about mass deportation, though. The arrest and detention of all of these people, the process of identifying, arresting, and detaining individuals requires significant resources, including personnel and facilities. The legal proceedings that comes with this, each case involves legal processing, which demands a lot of time and a lot of funding to ensure due process is followed. At least I would hope that they would even, think that due process is necessary. The transportation and removal, the logistics behind transporting individuals to their countries of origin add to the overall of all it is. To dig just a little bit deeper, because I know people care about the money in all of this, which is interesting because beyond the sort of direct government spending, mass deportation would also have broader, economic implications. Undocumented immigrant households contribute significantly to the economy. If I'm not mistaken, the American Immigration Council said that 46.8 billion in federal taxes, 29.3 billion in state and local taxes. That was in 2020 alone. Their removal would reduce the U.S. GDP by an estimate of 4.2%. That would be a loss of 1.1 trillion to 1.7 trillion.
Yeah.
So if you cared about the money, this is a bad idea. If you cared about the logistics, bad idea. If you cared about basic human rights, bad idea. What we are about to see is going to be a shit show.
You know, you said a lot. You said a lot there, and I do want to actually address something because you actually brought up the asylum laws, and just an FYI for anyone that's interested. Donald Trump did pass he signed an executive order to reinstate Remain in Mexico, which the Remain in Mexico policy that is reinstating it is directly affecting asylum seekers. So there are 70,000 asylum seekers that were waiting on hearing. But now with the Remain in Mexico, the policy being reinstated, this is something that will definitely affect asylum seekers. So even when we talk about asylum laws, that's something that's going to be impacted as well. Also, guys, W's in the chat from Molly. Molly sent a $2 donation to say, welcome back. Molly, thank you so much for that $2 donation. You are freaking amazing. Thank you, Molly. That means we're now only $248 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to actually support the live. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. With that being said, I want to come back to No Stress.
One more thing really quickly. I'm so sorry because I forgot to mention this. This is the other part. My fellow Americans, that is going to hurt us tremendously. The loss of not alone the tax contributions are going to be a strain, but we also have to look at the economic sectors that rely on undocumented labor. The agriculture, the construction, the service industries, the labor shortages that they're going to face are going to be felt very quickly. Just a really quick example. There's a dairy farmer in South Dakota that they did an interview with right after the election. And the interviewer asked, what would happen if mass deportation actually went through? He said, well, I would lose over half my employees. Mm-hmm. She asked further, when would Americans feel that? When would they feel the outcomes of these things? She was like, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. He said they would feel it in 2 days.
Yeah.
So we're going to see.
Yep. We absolutely are. Absolutely are. Thank you so much for that. No Stress, I want to give you an opportunity to actually respond, and I do want to come to John as well, because John has not had an opportunity to speak. And what I would like to actually do is get an opportunity. If you are a Trump supporter, I know we do have frenemies and No Stress up here. But if you are a Trump supporter and you would like to actually join the conversation and actually get in on this and actually speak from the position of, let's be honest, power, right? The Republican Party has all the power. They have the House, the Senate, they have the presidency, and they have the controlling interest in the Supreme Court. So if you would like to actually speak from a position of strength now, please go ahead and request up, and we will continue to have this conversation. But No Stress, I wanted to give you the floor for a minute to respond to what Lola was saying, because she did kind of bring up a great point, right? You have the ability to speak from a place of privilege, where she is speaking from a place of worry. What are your thoughts on that when it comes to like this new Trump administration? No Stress, are you there? No Stress, I'm sending you a request to come off mute.
Oh yes, I
There
was
we go.
muted.
No
Yes.
worries.
There we go. Yes. When you say like we can speak of privilege, um,
Well, so Lola basically, and let's not assume. No stress. Are you a white woman?
yes, of course, I
Okay.
am.
Yeah, and so that's what and Lola was just saying that you're able to speak from a position of
know,
privilege in the
privilege.
sense of
Yeah.
the Hispanic people are being targeted, and her specifically, how she is, even though she's born here in America, her and her daughters are basically gonna have to quote unquote carry papers in order to make sure that they are safe when it comes to just them being
I
around
know.
with these raids. So what are your thoughts on that?
I, my my thoughts are scattered because I my cousin is married to a Puerto Rican man, and their children are like Puerto Rican descent, and they are voted Republican, um,
Mm.
and they, I mean, they're not worried about any of that stuff. So it always bewilders me about like how people are putting out in public. Like if you vote Trump or whatever, you're like against all of the racists or whatever. But it's so weird to me because, like I said, my cousins are Puerto Rican, and I mean, like live in Puerto Rico, and then my daughter is married to a woman who we went to her wedding, and she voted for Trump. And like I have a foster daughter, and like and she's special needs, and she doesn't vote because she's like, I don't want to vote, and not knowing the correct thing to vote for. And I tell her because I was her teacher, and not I was her teacher first and not her foster mom. And I said, don't vote because I don't want to feel like I influence you in any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you, if you do want to vote, but she's, like I've been on these lives before, and someone would say, oh, yes, you're that woman, the blindside woman. You have a token black person or foster kid. And the issue is I don't say what I have or what I don't have, but yes, I do foster kids, and like people judge me for that, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like it's just too much. It's like I don't care what.
Oh,
Where's Puerto Rico?
First of all, Puerto Rico is a territory of the U.S. Puerto Ricans could care less.
1 second.
I
Sorry.
agree.
I'm
I
sorry,
know what
Santana.
Puerto
Hold
Rico
on.
is.
Hold on.
Sorry.
You guys just killed my vibe. I was letting that one go. I was gonna actually circle back around, but yes, no
My
stress,
apologies.
you do know that Puerto Ricans are Americans, right?
Yes, they vote. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
My cousins and their family. They
So
vote.
do I vote, and I'm a Latina too, but I'm not Puerto Rican.
Okay, I was just
All
saying
Puerto.
that.
Hold on. Now,
I
is
agree.
all Puerto Ricans Americans or no?
Yes. Oh my
yes.
God. Did
Oh,
you really
no.
ask that
All
question?
vote because they
Hold on.
property.
One at a time.
The
Lola.
ignorance is just great.
One second. I'll allow frenemies to have this because he had a question. I'll allow frenemies to actually have this conversation with Lola. So, frenemies, Lola, you guys got it.
Oh no. I was just asking. No, not stressed. If all Puerto Ricans are Americans, to see what I just wanted to see your response.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my response?
Yeah, are all Puerto Ricans Americans or no?
All Puerto Ricans can vote. Yes.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're Puerto Rican,
I
and you
only
vote
asked
for it, are you
because
American?
I'm just confused at why she brought up Puerto Ricans. That's all.
Yeah, me too.
I think,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hate to put words in your mouth. No stress. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that the statement was made because Hispanics. Am I wrong?
Oh, No. I was sharing personal information. No, Puerto Ricans and Hispanics. No. You cannot say Hispanics are all the same because they're not. My cousin, like I said, who's married to a Puerto Rican, when I discuss
Wait,
Mexicans,
wait. I'm sorry. Did you say that Puerto Ricans and Hispanics are not all the same? You
correct.
understand that Puerto Ricans are Latinos as well. The only reason why they are U.S. citizens is because they're territories of the United States. You understand that, right?
Correct.
We
Yes.
are still Hispanics. Puerto Ricans are Hispanic. They are not above us. They are Hispanics. We are all in the same boat, honey.
There's not a above. No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. There's not an above or below. There is just like they have different, like Puerto Ricans are different than Mexicans because I went to like Mexico and realized like I was ignorant because I thought all Mexicans spoke like Spanish. And then I
Glad
realized
you didn't
that
say speak
on my
Mexican.
trip, no, not Mexican. They that they also spoke like a Mayan language.
Yeah,
That I
they have
didn't even know.
indigenous people just like other Latino
Ex-
countries. Yes, correct.
Exactly, and I just learned that. This like past 2 months. I didn't know that
Okay,
at
so
all.
my question to you is not stressed is okay, so as a YT woman, how do you feel about the fact that Latinos specifically are being targeted? By the way, if I'm sure everybody else knows that through that border is not only Latinos. There have been many Indians, Chinese, or Asians that come through that border. So that is the main border that
Yes.
everybody comes through. So my question to you is, how are you feeling about the fact that a American citizen like myself, I speak English just as good as you do, and I went to school here. I learned everything that you did in school, and I have a really good job and all that stuff. How does it feel for somebody like me who they just are going to look at me and literally immediately target me because I have the face of a Latino? How does that make you feel? Or do you just not care?
Okay, look, you are probably more educated than I am,
I'm sure.
and
Whoa. Let her give her a
you
chance.
probably are. You probably are. I'm not. I have a master's, and you're probably higher than that. I'm saying you are the face of America, but
But yeah,
thing
you
is,
want to deport
Lola,
me and my family.
Lola,
That's the problem.
Lola, you got to slow down
No.
for half a second and let her finish. Go ahead.
right?
No stress.
Because Lola, no, you're not who we want to deport. Because I guarantee you that you're here legally, or you're here, you know, uh, clearly, like without an issue. I mean, just the fact that you're on these debates with us tells me that you're not a like criminal or released from an insane asylum. I mean, so
So when you're not on the debate, you're not a criminal either. I mean, again, here's my thing. The thing
no, what
about
I'm
it is
saying
my
is that you
concern,
repeatedly.
is that we're going to be
Hold on.
treated like animals, and that's my problem. We're literally going to be crowd up like little animals and put in cages, as this has happened before,
Okay,
and nobody
so-
gives a crap about us, and
so
that's the
Lola-
problem.
One
Yet,
second. Hold
yet
on.
when
Lola,
we need
no
to pull
stress.
vegetables,
Hold on. I get that it's super frustrating. Let's slow down for half a step. Let's just slow down for half a step. John, I do want to come back to you. Let's
you.
try to keep the over talking to a minimum. So if you are not the person that's speaking at the moment, please stay muted. So no stress. Can you go back on mute for me for a moment, Lola? I want to let you be able to finish your thought, and then I want to come to.
I can. I appreciate it. I can. I'm muting.
Okay. And Lola, I want you to be able to finish your thought, and then I want to come to John because he hasn't had an opportunity to actually speak.
Santana, I would like to apologize to the panel. I'm sorry.
fine.
I feel like
Listen,
I'm a little
Lola,
angry right now because
today was a hard day. You have it.
it was a really hard day, and I'm trying my hardest not to cry. But this is really
Lola.
gonna affect a lot of my family, and it affects me as a Latino, and it hurts so bad
Lola.
that YT people want to out of this country. It hurts. It hurts.
Listen,
And I
you
have to tell my daughter that she has to walk around with a birth certificate. That is sad.
Yeah, Lola, you have every right to feel your feels. As a matter of fact, do this. Just go on mute for a minute. I'll come back to you. Don't worry about it. You're perfectly fine. I understand your perspective. You have every right to feel the way that you feel. I get it. I get it. You're right. You're not in the wrong. Everyone is upset. Everyone is a bit emotional. It's a lot. So we'll come back to you in just a moment, and I will let you just drop something in the chat when you feel like you're ready to speak, and I will give you the floor back. Let me just read this off real quick, and then John, I'm going to come to you so you can actually be able to chime in. But guys, W's in the chat for Corey. Corey added a $5 donation to the nightly donation goal, saying Trump supporters are the worst people. I hate the way that they justify racism. She isn't even listening to what's being said. W's in the chat for Corey. Corey, thank you so much for that donation. Guys, that means that we are now only $243 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. And guys, I would really like for us to be able to hit our nightly donation goal tonight. There's almost 380 people in here hanging out. So if 243 people send just $1 with Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24. We can close that out, so everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, guys, this is a bit of a reset. This is the first time we are back live since the TikTok kind of Thanos away, and then it came back, in game type deal. So what I need you guys to do is lock in and keep tapping the screen. We're at 71,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's also get the shares up. Let's get the shares up to 250 shares. And can we knock out these heart hands, the heart fingers? The more that you guys do the things, right, the more it pushes us out to the FYP, the more people we get in here, the more people we can have join the panel. And also, we're going to start rotating people out soon. So if you are interested in joining the panel, please go ahead and request up, especially if you are someone who supports Donald Trump and you're excited about what this administration is going to do and you want to share your thoughts, not only on the first day, but what you think is going to actually happen. Go ahead and request up specifically. I would really like to be able to speak to Trump supporters. I think that is really important that we actually hear the voice of these different Trump supporters. And also, W's in the chat for Chase. Chase sent a $20 donation to say just help spread this conversation a little further. Thank you so much, Chase, for that $20 donation. So now we're up to $270. Thank you so much, Chase. You're amazing. John, the floor is yours.
Okay, hey, so what's up? So, to comment on this past conversation that we've been having, with Not Stressed. I'm a very empathetic person, so when Lola was speaking just now, it hit me really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up. It's not fair that we have people feeling like that. It's not. So Not Stressed. Part of the problem is you telling Lola not to worry about it. You're being dismissive of their concerns and their fears that they have been trying to tell you for the last 10 or so years that Trump has been in the public eye politically. And it's the same old shit. Sorry. Same old stuff.
That's what I was about to say. This is late nights.
I apologize. It's the same old crap. And, people are tired of being told that it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Like their concerns don't matter. And respectfully, you never answered the question about your privilege and your point of privilege.
No, my privilege.
Yeah, as a YT woman, you're privileged.
Yeah, I refrained from answering that because I didn't know, because growing up, like honestly, I was trailer trash, as you would put it. My mom, a dropout in high school. My dad, same thing. We lived in a trailer. I don't know. I lived in a community where we had the mainland and like islanders.
If I may, respectfully, I'm trailer park trash.
Hold on 1 second, John. Please let Lola finish.
My bad.
No, go. I'm sorry, not Lola. No, Not Stress. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. Not Stress.
Okay. There's nothing really to finish because I'm not justifying anything. There's no justification. This is just like my life. If you want to know my life, I lived in a trailer, elementary, middle, and high school. I mean, that's just it. There's no justification. I don't know what I'm justifying. This is how I lived. I that's what I said. I don't get about as far as privilege or whatever. I'm just telling you. I don't know what privilege is. If we're talking about houses, like I said, trailer, elementary, middle, high school. I don't what else. I don't know what else is there.
Okay. All right.
If,
Well,
sorry.
no, go ahead, John. I want to give you an opportunity to finish your point. I know also the J Easy has his hand up, and Artemis has her hand up as well. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge them. I still want to get back to Kevin and AC, and again, Lola, whenever you're ready to, if you feel like you're good to speak again, just drop something in the chat, and I will get back to you. But go ahead, John.
Yeah, so respectfully, I'm trailer park trash as well. Respectfully, now classism, like it was pointed out in the comments, is not privilege. What privilege is that if you're born at the same financial standing as someone else of a different race, of a different marginalized group, that means that you have the leg up because you're born into a system that benefits you. That's what privilege is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, that wasn't me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that, like, once you realize that classism isn't privilege, then you'll understand what we're trying to say even a little bit.
Yeah. No. I get that. Like you were saying, because clearly that wasn't me. Like classism or whatever, or
You literally just tried to give us a story about your upbringing, and all it was about you being poor. And I empathize with that because I'm poor right now, and I've always been poor. But the problem is that you're bringing that up as like it's a way to explain a way that you're not privileged. And what we're trying to tell you is that has nothing to do with your privilege.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point, right? To understand that there's certain differences, and also when it comes to speaking to classism and even different races and things like that, it's a different ball game. But I do want to keep this moving, and I want to make sure that we give an opportunity around to let other people speak. So DJ Easy, you had your hand up, and then I'm coming to Artemis. I want to hear from Frenemies as well, because Frenemies hasn't had an opportunity to speak, and so we're going to go from there.
Yeah, and actually, as when I finish this, I'm going to drop to make space for others. I just wanted to mention quickly, one of the other things that he did today was removing the U.S. from the World Health Organization.
Yeah, I saw that. Literally, I just saw that while we were sitting up here. I was like, what is happening?
Yes, as well as the Paris Agreement, both of those. So the thing that I want y'all to understand about this, and it's going to go hand in hand with something that he did in his first term as well, removing the U.S. from the World Health Organization is going to have some significant consequences. It's really going to hinder this country's ability to collaborate, honestly, on a global health crisis, on global health crises, not just a one, like, things like pandemics. We're still in, by the way. We are still in one. By cutting off access to things like critical data, resources, international coordination. This is going to delay responses to emergent threats and increase risk, honestly, to public health. Financially, also, the U.S. is going to lose influence over World Health Organization policies and the allocation of resources that it helps fund. We are...
Hold on one second, not stress. Hold on one second, not stress. Not stress. Hold on one second. Go ahead and finish your point, DJ.
Yeah, it's going to damage America's global reputation, something that has already been dwindling for years, as the leader in health initiatives and diplomacy, while leaving that gap. It's going to leave that gap open for other nations, such as China, honestly. And the second thing I wanted to talk about was in his first term, he rolled back 100 plus EPA regulations. That's not going to stop. The ones that were brought back, He's going to run them right back. Those EPA regulations, by the way, it led to increased pollution. It worsened the public health outcomes. It accelerated climate change. The way that it did that, relaxed emission standards for vehicles and coal plants, the air and water quality decline, contributing to respiratory and cardiovascular illnesses. If you don't believe it affected the water here in Alabama, I'm not trusting water that's coming out of my faucet. The water also in Mississippi is like that, specifically Jackson. And the ones that you look around, the more you look around this country, you're going to see one thing that's going to be similar. The water quality in places of black and brown folks and poor people, severely bad. It's really bad. The shift away from renewable energy to prioritize fossil fuel is stunted the clean energy growth that we could have had, the job creation from that we could have had. I'll close with this. When we're talking about all these things about this person, it's not just fear-mongering. I know people feel better by simplifying it to believing that it's just simply fear-mongering. And the reason you feel that way is because when we're giving you the facts of these things, you already don't trust media, and I get that. I promise you I do. But you don't trust the very verified, trusted sources that we're giving you, that we're getting this information from. And what it's telling me is this: you didn't vote for that man because you agree with his policy ideas or his morality or anything like that. You voted against the people that you don't like. And that's simply what it was.
Got it. Artemis, I know you had your hand up.
Yes. So I have a couple things to say. So I am a white woman, and I really want to talk to Not Stressed. First of all, I am going to touch on what J.E. said, because I do have some sources for people about environmental racism, which is what they were talking about. Not Stressed. As a white woman to a white woman, we have privilege that other people who are not white do not get to experience. Lola, walking down the street, has to always keep in the back of her mind that at any point in time, especially now, that someone could stop and ask if she is a legal citizen. You and me do not have to experience that. The system of America was built for white people, and everybody else is below that. For example, as a white woman, if I am pulled over by the police, my first thought is not they're going to unalive me. These are things that you need to understand in this country, because when I understood the privilege I have as a white woman, I sat down and I listened to what other groups were telling me, because it's extremely important. White women are exceptionally problematic, and we do harm to other marginalized groups. I am very moved by what Lola was saying earlier, because today I'm a content creator on here. I have a Discord. I immediately sent out a message being like, this is how we support our Latino family. This is how we support Latino members in the communities. I was like, this is what you need to do. And I said this to white people. I was like, this is not on anybody else, because we need to be the distraction so that Latino people are not going to be attacked. They have an absolute right to have the fear that they have, because this has happened in this country continuously, time and time and time again. So, poverty has nothing to do with this. It has to do with the fact that you have privileges above other people.
Yes, I get. Okay, so here's the thing.
Oh, you're muted. Oh.
Yeah, somebody muted me. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and it's just exhausting sometimes to me, because I am a special ed teacher, and I am a foster parent, and I have kids. I am a, how y'all say it, YT or whatever, and I don't like bringing up my personal life, because people always say oh, you're blindside woman trying to do this or do that, because yes, I do foster children who are not of my race. But as soon as I say that, like, people are like, "Oh, it's a token thing," and it's like, yeah, absolutely. That's what I did. I like went through these classes and did 6 months of my life of these classes to get children of different races so that I could come on TikTok and debate these things.
Wait, hold
So-
on. Wait, what? Say that again?
I-
you
Like,
you went
he-
to these classes to get children so you could go on TikTok to have these debates? I might be misunderstanding.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like people assume that just because I have children who are different races.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'm not making like any assumptions. To be quite frank, I don't need to know anything about that because I haven't shared anything about who my
That's what I'm
family
saying.
is or anything like that. That's not the point of the conversation. And I highly
Exactly.
recommend. Okay, but hold on. I highly recommend. Like, there's a book that I read that really put it into perspective for me. It's everything you already know about your own racism and how to do better. White women. It's by Regina
that's what I'm
Jackson. It's called.
I don't have to do better.
You do,
because-
yes, you do. You do. I'm gonna tell you, as a white woman, you need to do better because you're exhausted about people continuously pointing this out. How do you think other groups feel that do have to deal with this shit all the time?
Well, because the the people I'm around, my coworkers, who are of opposite races than I am, we don't discuss this. This is it's just not something that's brought up. They
Wait.
know.
Hey, so quick question for you, and then I do want to make sure that I introduce El Bass, who just got up here on the panel. I want to give
This
frenemies
is like
a chance to
wifey
speak.
thing.
I want to push this all around. Question for you: do you think that you guys don't have those type of conversations because it's not something that affects you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Do I not have these conversations with him?
You were saying that the people that you're around at work, you guys don't really have those type of conversations. And is it that you think that those?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So you.
Can I
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. My coworkers, well, we only have, like, the school I work at, we only have 15 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And of the 15 employees, of course, they're going to know. And so, like, when I decided to foster a child, they were all aware. And the child I particularly chose to foster was someone who did not have any sexual issues, because I had biological children, 2 of my own.
What do you mean?
And-
What do you mean sexual issues?
Well, I have all of my students, because I am a teacher in a residential treatment facility, who have emotional, sexual issues.
Okay. Make sure you say schmexual.
I'm sorry.
Just
I'm
for
sorry,
no, you're
sexual
good.
issues.
It's just TikTok friendly language.
I got you.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, I've worked in the school for, well, now 22 years, but these children are all in de facto custody, and so I just have to. There was one particular student, who I was like, oh, you know what? This person does not have the sexual issues that I have to worry about with my 2 daughters.
Santana, if I may, we're talking about children here, and they're like, I don't feel comfortable knowing about what, like, the children you work with. Like, this is kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I'm honestly, I'm trying to track the conversation and still trying to hold in. So let's
Kind of
do this.
irrelevant, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold
I
on
just
one
wanted to
second.
share.
Let's 1 second. Let's
I was
let's
going to
do
share
this.
two more sources, and then I was going to be done. I promise.
Oh, no, hold on 1 second. W's in the chat for Shakit. I think that's how you pronounce your name. I know I'm saying it wrong. Shikine. Shakint. But thank you so much for the the $10 donation saying, can we rotate out not stress, please? Thank you. I think this is important to have not stress up here. Hopefully we'll be able to make some headway, but thank you so much for that $10 donation. Debbie's in the chat for Corey, who sent a 1 second. Corey sent a $3 donation that says she just wants a cookie. She's a bad person and she's trying to convince herself otherwise. Thank you for that $3 donation, Corey. And Debbie's in the chat for Lynette. Lynette sent a $10 donation, and Lynette actually said, please give half of this to Lola if you can. So Lola, if you have a Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, you got $5 coming your way. But she sent the donation saying, I feel her pain as a white woman with a family that's going to be affected. Thank you so much for that donation, Lynette. You're amazing, guys. That means we only have $205 left in our nightly donation goal. There's almost 360 people hanging out here, so I know we can take care of that. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, Santana Speaks 24, which is at the bottom corner of the screen. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Frenemies, I want to come to you for a second. Artemis, I know you wanted to say something else, but just give it a second. Frenemies, you haven't had an opportunity to say anything in a while. Would you like to add anything to this point of the conversation?
I mean, this has been supremely entertaining's not the word. Enlightening about not educated people. I think that's what I'll say.
Okay. All right. Hold that thought for a second then. Elbas, let me introduce you. Elbas, I appreciate you coming up on the panel, especially because you were down in the chat and I told you to come up on the panel and you actually did. So thank you for doing that, Elbas. Can you tell the people, are you a Trump supporter, and what did you think of day one of the new Trump administration?
Yeah, Santana, you know I'm a Trump supporter.
You got to introduce yourself to the rest of the panel and the rest of the chat.
I know. How you been, buddy? It's been a month or so. You doing all right?
You know what? We gonna be all right. Our community's gonna be all right. We're gonna figure it out. We here though.
You guys enjoying Trump talk?
Elbas, would you like to answer the question so we can move around to the rest of the panel?
I am from Kansas City. Go Chiefs. Trump supporter. And day one was great. I'm very happy with what he did today. He was on TV from 8 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night.
And that made you giddy, huh?
Oh, man, come on. You know I'm happy.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Cool. Artemis, you had two things that you wanted to actually complete. I do want to come back to Lola, and I want to come to Kevin as well.
Yeah, this is just really quick. So what J.E.'s was talking about is something called before about what's going to be happening with EPA standards and specifically how that's going to affect Black and brown people. This is something that a lot of people aren't aware of. It's called environmental racism. And I was going to give a couple sources. I'm going to make a video so y'all can keep track. But just two books to list for y'all is A Terrible Thing to Waste, Environmental Racism, and The Assault of the American Mind. And the other one is There's Something in the Water, which is they've actually made a film based off of that one. Will really help people understand what happens when we get rid of EPA standards, how this is going to directly affect brown and Black communities, which is really important to know. So I just wanted to give those, and that was it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Artemis, I want to we got a gang of friendlies that are trying to get up.
I will cycle out.
Perfect. Did you want to add anything else or say anything else?
No, just thank you so much for having me. And I just think that, like, white people need to sit down and listen because we have a lot of fucking privilege and we need to be using that to help out. Not necessarily help out, to be alongside marginalized communities, because this is going to be a very really rough 4 years.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Artemis. I appreciate you so
for having
much.
me.
Thank you. Lola, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, and I really appreciate all of the support. I have to tell you, it has been very hard since the election for me and my family, only because, again, we are Latinos and we have to literally walk around with fear that if we're going to get stopped, not only, as everybody was saying, there's no actual plan on what they're going to do. Where are they going to house these people? How are they going to literally go through these people and try to figure out who's legal, who's not legal? I mean, if I get caught in the street, I have to sit there in jail for God knows how long until they figure out if I'm legal or not. Put me in jail for a couple hours until they start sifting through all the animals and the cattle that they have. So
Lola.
my thing here.
Lola.
Wait
Hold
a
on
minute.
one
Let me
sec- hold on
let
one
me
second, not
finish.
stressed. Let
Let me
Lola
finish. Again, not stressed. This is not necessarily directed to you, but what you have to understand is that you have a privilege that I don't because I don't look like you.
You
Okay?
look a lot like
Hey,
me.
hold on one second,
Okay.
not stressed. Just a moment. Please stop
All
interrupting
right.
Lola. Let Lola finish.
Again, because you don't look like me, because you don't have the brown skin and the Latin face and the hair, you don't look like me. Okay. And so you have to understand that every 4 years we have to worry about who's going to be the incoming president to figure out how many people they're going to deport this time. Every 4 years, it's the same thing over and over again. And Latino people are targeted every single time. So it's hard. It is hard for us because it's like, when are we going to actually be seen as equals in this country? Unfortunately, African Americans are not even seen as equal in this country. So you can imagine that we're at the bottom of the totem pole. So
Wait. Just an FYI, we don't want to use that saying anymore. That's
oh,
yeah. Fun fact: I learned this, and shout out to Mutang who educated us on that. But that is an offensive term to indigenous people because of the
okay.
bottom of the totem pole is the strongest point of the totem pole. So we want to
Yeah.
stick away from saying that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I
No
apologize.
worries. Listen, when you know better, you do better. You're good.
Yes, absolutely. And I learned something new today. But again, I just want people to understand that every single day I'm going to go to sleep trying to figure out if tomorrow they're going to raid a store that I'm in and that I have to prove to them that I am Latino. I refuse to walk around. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
no, that
refuse
was
to
TikTok
Okay,
studio.
I
acting funny.
refuse to walk around with papers. I am not going to walk around with papers. I am not going to do that because nobody else has to. Why should I? So with that said, I want people to understand that as much as people want us out of this country, like one of the other gentlemen said, and he clearly pointed out, there is no specific plan. They are literally just going to let these people loose and start barging into people's houses, place of business, and even schools, which is terrible. So my thing is they have no idea what they're going to do with all these people. It's going to cost their American people money, and we're going to feel it within days of these mass deportations. So again, I just want people to start really considering that, to have empathy for other people.
Yep. Nope. All right. So listen, I want to come back to no stress or not stress, but I want to say this real quick. One, welcome in Harry Raid. Welcome in, guys. This is Late Nights with Santana. As you get in, tap the screen, share the live. If you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me. But we are here. We're talking about the first day of the Trump administration. We're also talking about the moving forward as far as what this is going to look like within the first 100 days. So if you're just now joining, please go ahead and tap the screen, share the live out. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the shares up to 400 shares. And also, guys, just want to call this out, guys. W's in the chat for Ren. Ren sent a $5 donation to say, not stress is a special education teacher who voted for the DOE to be closed. She listens to respond, not to understand. You got it, Ren. Guys, W's in the chat for Ren. Thank you so much for that donation. With that being said, guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24, which is in the corner of the screen, is the best way to support the live. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. There's almost 800 people here, so if 200 people just send $1, we can knock out our nightly donation goal. And with that being said, not stressed, I want to give you the floor because Lola just said a lot. I'm wondering if you took any of that in. And also, Ren just made a crazy great point. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that one as well.
Actually, that I couldn't wait. Yes, Ren, go ahead, run it, get people money. Yes, you are correct. I am a special ed teacher, and I disagree, yes, with the current system because I am a special ed teacher and my kids they do not have parents. That's probably the biggest issue is because they do not have the advocates that they need to say this is what they need to learn, this is what they need to have. They don't. I'm that person.
Hold on one
And
second, Kevin.
unfortunately,
I was about to come to you next, Kevin, but hold on. Let Not Stress finish.
unfortunately, my kids are just giving me, and I have no say in their parental stuff because I'm not their guardian, and so they are in fact custody, and they come to me and they just say, "Hey, put them on this program, Edgenuity, that's like on like a computer, and let them get their education," and it is bullshit. And if I said that in my county, I would probably be fired. So anybody else, I mean, you can go ahead because, like I said, I have adopted and fostered kids from my system because I hated the system. But go ahead, not me. Do whatever you want. Talk about me. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Ren sent another $5 donation. Says she's proving my point.
Yeah,
W's
I
in the
did,
chat for
did.
Ren. Guys, that means that we now. Oh, and also Sonia sent a $5 donation. Said at this point I have questions going through my mind about everyone I see. Are you someone to hide, turn in, or arrest Anne Frank? Yeah, listen, it's a whole thing, and like it's super interesting that
Nobody likes me. I don't.
well, I don't
That's
think
my
that
thing.
it's that no one likes you. I think it's that like literally you voted against not only other people's own interests, but you even voted against your own interests. Like the fact
No.
that I mean, again, like Ren said earlier, Donald Trump wants to shut down the Department of Education, directly impacting
But
your
I agree.
job.
No,
So what are you gonna
but
do for a living?
it doesn't matter because it's
So
not
you don't-
about me.
Okay, cool.
I'm not selfish. It's not about me.
Oh,
But
you're
what
definitely
is
selfish
going-
though if you voted for Trump.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's because that's the thing. It's not about me. Our education system it's not working, and that's what I'm saying. I have the kids who
Well,
are
with people like you as
special needs.
educators, it sure the hell isn't working.
Hey, bro, I know you wanted to go to Kevin next, but can I speak to her? I spoke to her
Well,
before.
hold on one second. Yeah,
I wanna
Hold on. Can I?
no,
Can
no,
I?
hold
I've
on one
got to
second.
go to bed.
Yeah, that's
so
what
can
I was
I
about to
just
say because
what
I
want
want
to say real
I want
quick?
to cycle Kevin out next. So yeah, I wanted Kevin to go ahead and be able to speak. Go ahead,
Me-
Kevin.
Okay,
If you
first
wanna
off, I
cycle
want
me
to
out,
address
that's
the
Hold
fact
on one
that.
second, Not Stress.
Hold on,
Hold on one
Not
second.
Stress.
Go ahead, Kevin.
First off, I want to address the fact that Not Stress saying she doesn't have privilege. First off, that's not true. Yes, you do. Your financial situation has nothing to do with that, but yes, you do. And I'm sorry, but what Lola was saying, guess what? Your cousins, they better have papers because that is what they're going to have to go through. That's what
They
you
already
voted.
have papers, yeah.
That's exactly what you voted for. Now, as far as IEPs go in the education system, your children you've adopted are going to be directly affected by this. As somebody who has a daughter who has an IEP, who
Yeah.
it is directly affected by the Board of Education and
Yeah.
they will be stripped if he does what he claims. They will be stripped of all of those protections. So this idea you have that they're not being protected, the IEPs is exactly what those state. That is what they need to learn. That is what they need as far as benefits go. That is everything there. And if he gets rid of that, those go bye-bye.
Oh God, this is I get that, yeah.
So you voted against the people you adopted. You literally voted against them. And this idea you don't have privilege because you've got some token cousins, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's bullshit.
Kevin, language.
I'm sorry, but that is just
Here's my
ridiculous.
thing.
She never once
No, here's
answered
the thing.
Lola's
I don't
question.
Hold on
You
one
never
second. Hold on one
answered
second,
Lola's
Not Stress.
question.
Let's let
All
Kevin
you
finish.
did was list off a bunch of people you knew That didn't answer her question. That didn't. You never even listened to what she was saying about what your privilege is.
Can
And
I say
yes,
this after he speaks?
after
Sure.
this
But
is
one
what you
second.
voted for. Is people like Lola will be targeted, even though she is an American citizen, just like you and I, because of how she looks.
Yeah.
And that
There
is
we
a
go, yeah.
fact. That is a fact. You can deny it
Yeah.
all you want, but that is a fact. There is no way to decide who is a citizen, who's not a citizen, who's here
Yeah.
illegally, who's not here illegally. There is nothing set up to decide that. So that is what you voted for. That is
You
what is
don't
going
think there's
to
anything to decide if we have illegal aliens in this country? You think there's absolutely nothing in place
No,
to let
there's
the
not.
government know
There's
where
not a
illegal
Hold on,
damn
hold on one
thing,
second. Hold
Ryder.
on one second, Kevin. Let
Nothing.
hold on one second, Kevin. Let El Bass finish this sentence because I actually want to hear what statement he was making. Go ahead, El Bass.
I mean, that's just a crazy statement. To say
No, it's
that there
not.
is nothing in place to
There's
know who
not.
is illegal, that's absolutely insane. ICE has a list. They know who they're
Yes,
going to get.
absolutely.
So
No,
hold
they
on.
don't.
I'm gonna push back on that.
No, they don't.
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit more. Not just in the sense of quote unquote having a list, but in the sense of having a full understanding as far as who is or is not quote unquote undocumented and possibly infringing on people's rights. Right? I mean, the simple fact of the matter, El Bass, is the only way that they're going to be able to do this is if they actually profile people. If they say, you look suspicious, so I'm going to actually, hey, where are your papers? And that infringes on people's constitutional rights.
That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment, straight up.
So
They're not going to be
that's where
walking
we
up
are.
to people on the streets and asking them for papers. They know who they're going to get.
Right.
No, they
so
don't.
How many people do you think they're going to get tomorrow on day one? You think they're just going to walk up on the street and just snag all these people? They know exactly
Nobody
who
knows.
they're going to get
That's
tomorrow.
the point.
But wait
Nobody knows.
one second. Hold on. So you say that, but like I'm trying to figure, and maybe I'm just ignorant as far as how the inner workings of ICE is, but I'm thinking to myself, like, this is day one. Today is day one of the Trump administration. They're trying to execute such a large scale plan on day two. Like it seems like a lot of people are going to be affected that shouldn't be affected. To Lola's point,
Yes, I want.
hold
I
on one
want
second,
to
not
come
stress.
across as
Hold on one
I
second,
am
not
Not
stress.
stress. Hold on. The host is speaking. Hold on. Not stress.
To Lola's point, she is someone that could possibly be affected just because based off of how she looks. So Elbas, I mean, like, I think there's a danger to trying to execute something this large this quick.
Okay, well, here's my thing. I like you said, like not stressed. Hold on. I'm a nobody. I have like 200 followers, so people could like follow me and start looking at this because I believe this is a turnaround in our government, and I truly believe that. Like I'm like watching all of Trump from here on out to see like what's going to happen, but I'm again like a nobody. I haven't had lives or whatever because I only have like 200 followers.
Talking about yourself.
Hey, Santana, may I for just a second?
Hold on a second. Ren,
Hi.
I'm sorry. Ren, I'm going to drop you down just for a moment. Can you request back up? I was trying to hit the people in order that's been waiting, but I'm going to get you right back in here as soon as I can, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry. I was trying to get Jen in because Jen has been waiting for a while. Let me read
And I
these off.
appreciate
Hold on one second. Let me read
I
these off.
appreciate that because
Hold on one second.
I
Let me read
appreciate
these
how
off.
you're doing that.
Let me read these off, and then we're gonna. I want to get back around to the panel. I still want to hear from AC because he hasn't had opportunity to say anything for a while. Again, there's a whole box of people that are waiting, and I want to try to get. I know there's a bunch of friendlies, so I want to rotate the friendlies. If there are some Trump supporters that want to come up as well, I'll rotate those out. But until then, we're gonna work on rotating the friendlies. Let me read a couple of these off. W's in the chat for Ren sent a $1 donation, said, I don't know her to like her or dislike her. She's selfish as hell. Yeah. And then Ren also followed up to say, how are they undocumented if we know who they are? You're absolutely right about that one, Marin. W's in the chat for Grace. Grace sent a $1 donation to say, hey, I've always wanted to come up to the panel, not as a MAGA. I would love to have some discourse soon, whenever that may be. Love what you stand for. Grace, request up. If you want to get on here, request up. You can definitely get an opportunity to join the panel. Also followed up by, I'm an Asian American woman who lives in Indiana. Yikes. That works with kids who have autism, but used to work with the youth that were trafficked. Yeah, listen, Grace, if you want to join this conversation, you're more than welcome to actually come up and join it. And then also W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation, said, just wanted to say, I don't know why Not Stressed joined if her ears are going to be closed. The entire time she sounds extremely, these are not my words, extremely dumb, ignorant, and privileged right now. W's in the chat for Haley. Thank you so much for all of that. And with that being said, guys, we are now only $187 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. There's 600 people in here, so if 187 people send $1, we can definitely close out the nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. AC, I want to give you the floor. Naquan, I'm going to come back to you. Jen, I'm going to introduce you. John, I know you had a question, but I want to give AC the floor first because I want to rotate AC out soon.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Lola, I just want to say I'm sorry for the situation you're going through. I did not vote for the orange man at all. I have friends, Latino friends, that I am deathly afraid for right now, and they have 3 or 4 year old children, and this is unprecedented what he's trying to pull. And as far as undocumented workers, they're undocumented for a reason. So we're just going to go around rounding people up? Is that what we're going to do now? Because that's what it sounds like when he says we're going to deport the undocumented illegals. That means you're going to go round people up because you don't know who the undocumented people are. That's why they're undocumented. I mean, to say stuff like, oh, we know who they are and we're going to go after them on day one. No, we don't. We don't know who they are. If we knew who they were, they wouldn't be undocumented. This is the whole point of the word. Like, words don't mean words to Trump supporters.
Elbass or Not Stress, would either one of you like to respond to that?
I bet you they get 200 criminals tomorrow.
Elbass,
Yes.
you sound like you're underwater. You sound like super muffled. I can't hear you.
Sorry, my pinky was on my mic. I bet they get 200 criminals tomorrow. You'll be hearing about it on the news all day long. They arrested this criminal. They arrested that criminal. They know who these people are. They know where they're at.
So I guess my question is then, if they know who they are and they know where they're at, why aren't they already targeting them? That seems kind of nonsensical to me.
Because Joe Biden was president and didn't give a shit?
Okay.
You really think so?
I mean, yeah, look at the policy he changed immediately.
No, here's the thing.
Remain in Mexico immediately.
So yeah, I
Yes.
mean the interesting part. Hold on one second, not stress. Hold on one second, not stress. The interesting thing about the Remain in Mexico policy is that the Supreme Court deemed that it would be unconstitutional, and Donald Trump signed an executive order to reinstate it anyway. So that's going to be tied up in the courts and actually overturned. That's why governing by executive order is not a great thing to do. With that being said, Joe Biden quite literally tried to get a border plan passed that was actually shot down. Donald Trump hasn't proposed any type of border solution except executive orders, right? He's not trying to actually do anything that would get legislation passed, because we know that ruling through executive orders isn't beneficial. So I think that's the wrong way to approach it. I mean, even if Donald Trump really wanted to actually do all of these things, right? Why not actually do it in a sufficient way where you could actually get legislation passed to make these things happen while you're holding the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court? Why wouldn't he try to put things into law instead of just actually using the power of the pen?
So I'm glad you asked this question because you're gonna have to start typing because you're not gonna believe me. But the Republican House passed a bill that is still sitting on Chuck Schumer's desk
I
to
know
this
exactly what you're
day.
talking about. It's a
They
bad
did
faith
the
bill that
exact
was
same
actually,
thing.
yeah, that was a
So
bad faith bill.
you blame us, but
It
they
was
did the
no, no,
same
no, no.
thing.
It was a
Why
bad
didn't
faith.
they
Wait.
pass? They
Hold on
never
one
even
second.
voted on
Hold
it.
on one second, Bass, because I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a bad faith bill that had a bunch of legislation in it that would have restricted DACA, that would have restricted Dreamers. It would have affected a lot of people in a bunch of negative ways, and so the Democratic Party was not going to actually pass that. With that being said, Donald Trump knows that even that same bill that you're referring to wouldn't pass the day. That's why he signed legislation that affects DACA and Dreamers instead of, again, legislating for it. So that bill that's still sitting on Chuck Schumer's desk, which is not at Chuck Schumer's desk anymore, because to the point, now the Republican Party has the House, the Senate, and the presidency. If they wanted to try to get that bill passed, they could, but it's still not going to pass because it was a bad faith bill.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, cool. Naquan, can you tell the people, are you a Trump supporter? And what did you think of the first day of the Trump administration?
VP Harris all day, and I'm gonna vote for her when she runs again all day. And comedy, straight comedy, straight
Is
comedy.
dark comedy?
It's the best way
Is
to
this
do
dark comedy?
Super dark, super dark, nightmare dark. But Elbass, I have a question for you. By my picture, can you tell if I'm Jamaican, Haitian, African?
Naquan, are you running my argument?
I don't.
I'm sorry because
my answer.
what he said kind of messed me up. But by my picture, can you tell am I African, Haitian, Jamaican, what?
I don't care what you are. I don't see
No.
race. I see people.
That's not the question. That's not the question. Let me repeat it for you again. By my picture, can you tell if I'm Haitian, African, Jamaican, or do you need me to turn my camera on?
I heard you all 3 times. My answer is not going to change. I don't see race. I don't care what your race is.
Wait, because
I don't care.
again, hold on one second, Elbass. You're missing the point. Naquan, explain to him why you threw the question out.
Okay, so he's going after Haitians, he's going after Latinos, he's going after Jamaicans.
No,
So
sir.
by
He's
my
going
picture-
after illegals.
No. He's made this very clear.
Just hold
He's
on
going
one
after
second,
black.
Elbass, because you're
He's going
missing the point.
after-
I promise you, Naquan is about to hold your hand and walk you through it.
He's going after black and brown people that he claims snuck in here. So again, by my picture, or do you need me to turn my camera on? Can you tell am I African American, African, Haitian, Jamaican?
Let me ask you this. Do you think the federal government doesn't know what you are?
No. You said this already, so I'm gonna ask you again.
I'm not going to
Naquan,
get
one
anybody
second,
tomorrow.
one second.
I'm going to paint a $2 million
Hold on one
house.
second, Elbass. Naquan, go ahead and push the conversation further because, again, he's not
Okay,
going to
so
engage
by my
and he's
picture,
also
yeah.
not going to get what you're trying to do.
By my picture, you can't tell what my ethnicity or my background or anything. I'm a U.S. citizen. My ancestors and them were brought here on ships. But guess what I have to do? Because now I don't know if they're going to try to stop me in the middle of the street. I got to walk around with my birth certificate.
No,
My
do you have a
ancestors been
driver's
here for
license?
over. Stop.
I mean, this is absolutely
A driver's
ridiculous.
license does not
Hold on
mean
one
nothing
second,
because even
Seriously.
Hold on one second.
no stress,
guys.
please.
Seriously,
please hold
hey,
on, no stress.
hey, listen, seriously, stop the over talking. Let's do this one at a time. Let's have order. Naquan, finish your point.
My ancestors been over here over 400 years. Over 400 years. But you can't tell by just looking at somebody if I'm Haitian or African American. So yes, now I have to walk around with my birth certificate. And please don't say driver's license because natural born citizens can get a driver's license. So that's not going to stop them from stopping them and tying them up.
That's
No
Not
stress.
true.
Please, no stress because I've talked to you before. And I remember you very well because you stay in a small town and you want to keep
are.
your kids
You're
uneducated
correct.
so they can work the labor fields and stuff in your small town. I remember you very well. Please stay on mute. Please stay on mute. I remember you very well. You're taking advantage of them kids. You're tokenizing them to keep them uneducated so they can work the field and labor jobs in your small town. I remember you very well. I ran into you about a month ago on somebody else's live, and you said that out your own mouth. So please stay on mute. Please, because y'all playing
Can I
with people like
respond, or
me.
is he
Hold on
just
one
Y'all
gonna
second.
playing
keep?
with y'all playing with.
Naquan, go ahead and finish your point for me so we can keep the conversation moving.
But Elbass, y'all playing with people like me, my life, my daughter life, my mother life, and my relatives' lives, because they don't know that I'm a U.S. citizen and born here with just my driver's license.
And my kids, my students' life.
Yeah. So the point that Naquan is trying to make is quite simply the same thing that we've been saying this entire time, right? The only way that, even though you think, El Bass, that they have some type of list, right, that they can just go to and say, oh, we're going to get person A, B, C, D, E. No, they do have, okay, we know these people, to Lola's point, these people congregate in this area. These people congregate in this area. We're going to hit this area. We're going to hit this area. We're going to raid this area. We're going to see who we can get. And then from that point, it's going to be based off of racial profiling, meaning, you know, this guy looks, hold on one second, not stress. This guy looks Hispanic. This guy looks this way. This guy looks this way. And to Naquan's point, it's all based off of racial profiling once they hit those areas. That's why this is so dangerous. Donald Trump, by doing this and not having, and that was my point earlier, Elbaz, without like doing something this big, this fast, is something that's going to infringe on a lot of people actual constitutional rights. There's going to be a lot of people hurt, a lot of people upended, and then at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people suing because they're going to, the actions are going to be unconstitutional, and they're all doing it based off of assumptions. Yes, they may know the areas to hit, but also they're not going to specifically know like ABC person. Naquan, tell me if I'm wrong.
Definitely not. And I live in a sanctuary city.
Are there not 700,000 people with orders for removal in this country? Yes or no?
I don't know.
7,000, you said?
Where'd you get that number?
From Tom Holman.
Where'd Tom Holman get the number from?
I don't know. He works in
Project 2025.
Hold on. So you just believe Tom Holman, frenemies? Cool. Hey, frenemies, there's only 2 people that need to be removed.
Okay.
So now do you believe me?
Where'd you get that from?
I got it from the Tooth Fairy.
Well, the Tooth Fairy's more believable, or the Tom Holman's more believable than the Tooth Fairy.
I mean, like,
nice.
But the whole thing is like you're going out like, I'm not saying that number's right or wrong. I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
well, let me Google.
Thank you, frenemies.
Santana, if I may. That
go
question.
ahead, John. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
John.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm patient. So this goes back to something that Elbass, I think it was him that mentioned it earlier. If ICE has a list, what's the point of enacting a number to call on people that you suspect don't need to be here?
That would simply make the list longer.
That can.
I mean, to think a U.S. citizen hasn't had a birth certificate, a social security number their entire life. If you two, Naquan and Lola, are U.S. citizens, you have nothing to worry about.
Okay, but
You have a plate on your car that comes back to you.
That's not the point, though. The fact of the matter is that they're going to be accosted because of them looking different than, that's not the point.
And
Did this
Elbass,
happen
and that's
under
what I'm
Trump's
talking
term?
about again. Your white privilege as a man. Oh, excuse me, white tea privilege as a man. You know, again, that's you said we're gonna be okay, but what you don't understand, as they said again, because we look like a Hispanic person, because we look like that, I could be anywhere and be accosted because they don't know who I am. So the first thing they're gonna ask me is are you a U.S. citizen? Which is again against my right. They don't need to be asking me that. They don't ask you that, right? Have you ever walked down the street and they ask you that? No, because you're a white tea man and you're privileged. That's the problem.
Nobody's gonna ask you if you're a U.S. citizen.
Are you?
Wait.
Yes.
Hold on.
This is just insane.
Hold on one
I
second.
mean, I can say
it's
it.
insane. No, it's insane.
Wait.
It's insane to you, but for us, it's real.
Hold on. Everybody is on mute. Everyone
It's
is on
insane
mute.
to you.
Lola, everyone is on mute. Guys, I'm dead ass serious. No over talking. No over talking. Slow down for a second. Elbass, to the point that Lola was making, and it's the same thing that everyone else has been trying to say. And Lola, I don't want to overstep your point. I want to come back to you. Then I want you to hammer down on it. But it's the only way that you can do this is by racial profiling. Lola, go ahead.
That's all I'm saying, Elbass, is that you don't understand that you say we're going to be okay, that me and Naquan are going to be okay. What you don't understand is because we don't look like you, they're going to racial profile us. If it's me and you standing in a line and they're looking to deport somebody, do you think they're going to come to you? No, honey, they're going to come to me because I'm the one who looks like doesn't belong here. That's the problem. And that's what you don't understand. Of course, after I have to prove to them that I belong in this country, and that's the sad part, is that I have to prove that. You will never have to do that. And I have to do that every day moving forward for the next 4 years.
No, you don't. So
Okay.
I was
Okay.
just-
Yes,
Can I
that's your
please
YT.
respond?
That's your
I mean,
YT
I still
privilege
haven't
talking.
responded to Naquan.
Frenemy,
Santana?
hold on. Frenemy, go on mute, please. We just had this discussion. No over talking. And then when y'all see the person up top talking, everybody goes on mute. Everybody.
well, I just have proof.
Hold on 1 second, frenemies. I'm gonna come back to you. I want to let Elbass and Lola to be able to finish having this conversation. I think this is going over Elbass' head for some reason. He's not getting it. But frenemies, I'm gonna come back to you in just a second, okay?
When I was a sixth grader, my mom married into the Chavez family.
Okay.
I've spent my entire life with the Mexican family. I'm 43 years old. Those are my grandparents at this point in time.
Okay.
So to pretend this doesn't affect me and get all emotional about your prediction, you have no evidence that this is going to happen. This is a prediction. I can make a prediction too, and my prediction is no one is ever going to ask you if you're a U.S. citizen or not.
Okay.
So I guess we'll see who wins.
Okay, wait, because and again,
Wow.
and again, hold on 1 second. Lola, I'm gonna come back to you, but just realistically, Elbass, how do you accomplish this task without profiling? Go.
Santana, they have a list.
A list of who? No, they don't. That's absolutely insane and nonsensical. Now, the point
Frenemies,
that
did you find the list?
wait, hold on. This is what I was just about to say. The fact, excuse me, the fact that frenemies and I are about to go into a separate conversation about how many people have orders for deportation is different than what Donald Trump is talking about with these quote unquote gang members and people who are here illegally. If they have orders for deportation, that means that they're not here illegally. So we're not talking about those people that frenemies are bringing up. That's completely different. That's why they're doing these ICE raids to get people that they don't have actual documentation of. That's different. So again, how can you actually complete these tasks without knowing who they are and without profiling? Go.
Have you ever been asked to show your papers, Santana?
Yes, I've been asked plenty of time to show my ID as being a random black man in a random area for being a random black man. Yes, but this is completely
ID.
different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. ID isn't proving you're a U.S.
No,
citizen.
you're absolutely right. But has there been any type of mass ratings or any type of mass deport? No. But you know what? I am somewhere that could possibly be affected. And yes, you know what's funny? I was in Florida a couple of months ago, and I'm still talking, not stressed. I was in Florida a couple of months ago, and I needed a haircut. And the haircut, the barber shop that was around me, I ended up going to, and it was a barbershop full of Hispanic people, and everybody in the barbershop looked just like me. The only difference is between them and me is I couldn't speak Spanish. They look just like me. So yes, I am someone that could possibly be caught up in this type of situation because of how I look, profiling, versus me actually opening my mouth and speaking. Lola, the floor is yours.
Again, you know what, though, Santana, my concern here is that these YT people are not going to understand where we come from. And just the simple fact, Elbass, that you tell me that you are in a family with Mexicans and all that good stuff, good for you. But what you don't understand, that at the end of the day, you still are a YT man with a privilege that I do not have, even though I probably more educated than you are. I speak perfect English and I've been here my entire life. Will probably learn the same thing that you did in school. What I'm trying to for you to understand is that unfortunately there is no plan on how they're going to execute this. So that means that I am collateral damage. I am going to be in the middle, even though I am an American citizen and I was born in this damn country and I belong here just as much as you do, that I am going to be caught in the middle. And so is a lot of the people that I know that look like me. That is what you do not understand. Again, your YT privilege here is where it lies, is that you say you married into a Mexican culture. You are not Mexican. You don't look like them. You don't look like me. You look like a YT man that can walk around here and do whatever you want. Unfortunately, I cannot.
It's just insane, the fear mongering that's going on right now.
It's not fear
Lola,
mongering. If
hey
people
Lola,
are
have you
actually
ever been asked to show your papers?
But Elbass, it's not.
Obama deported more than Trump.
Elbass, you keep saying fear mongering. It's not fear mongering if people that are going to be affected by this are actually scared. That's
You
just
don't
her.
know
That's
that
low.
they're going to be
But
affected.
how is that? If she is a Hispanic woman who is she presents and she looks Hispanic, and there's Hispanic people being targeted, then how could she not quote unquote be affected? Why would she sit around and say, "Oh, I'm perfectly safe"? That doesn't make sense. Again, that's why she keeps saying that you're speaking from a place of privilege. That doesn't make sense, Elbass.
I've got 3 brothers, their last name is Chavez. They have zero concern of showing their fucking papers.
Again, why should I walk around with papers? Do you walk around with papers? Do you walk around with your birth certificate and a passport and your fucking social security? Excuse me. Your social. Why should we be walking around with papers? You don't do it. Why should I?
And the
have
whole
a
point
driver's
is
license.
the
What are you
whole point.
talking
The
about?
whole point is it's unconstitutional. Again, it's unconstitutional. That's Elbass, I think you're not getting it. It's like going over your head. It's unconstitutional. That's why Lola shouldn't have to do that. That's the point.
I think you guys, it's going right over your head. It's not happening. This is a prediction that you guys are making. This isn't happening. You can't give me an example of this happening.
Elbass, hold on, Elbass.
Give me an example.
Yeah. Wait.
2014.
No.
Hold
We're
on.
talking about Donald Trump taking office.
No.
Ending all your guys' rights.
No. You can't say.
Give me an example of this happening.
You can't say give you an example, and then when the example is actually about to be given, because this is something that has happened before. And again, that's why I brought up the point that there's going to be lawsuits, because this has happened before, and there were lawsuits because it was unconstitutional. You can't say, well, then give me an example of Donald Trump doing it. That's not how this works. Literally, this has happened before. This was deemed unconstitutional. You had United States citizens that were actually sent to Mexico, and then they had to come back after a period of time after they found out, oh, they're actually not supposed to be deported. This has happened, Elbass. That's the point. Naquan, you were about to say something.
Also, Elbass, 2014, what law was stopped? Elbass, can you hear me? What law was stopped in 2014 because it was unconstitutional?
Elbass, I'm sending you. There we go.
What was passed? What did you say?
What law was stopped in 2014 because it was unconstitutional to people that look like me?
The stop and frisk thing in New York?
My point exactly.
Okay, so what makes you think it's back?
So it happened before, Elbass.
What makes you think it's back?
I was stopped and asked, am I a criminal? Show me your ID. This is all constitutional. And he's talking about bringing all this kind of stuff back again. Second of all, you said something about a license plate. Stop, Elbass. Stop. You also said something about a license plate.
He did say that he wants to institute stop and frisk nationwide. Yes, that is something.
Pull it up right now. Not a chance in hell.
Go ahead and finish your point, Naquan.
Also, you said something about a license plate. Elbass, I'm not a criminal, but police still stop me after they run my plate just to make sure I don't have nothing in my car. You want to know why? Because I drive a Benz and I am a black man. So please stop with your white tea privilege
Then
and
you
telling
call a
me I
lawyer
should
and
not.
get
No,
40
stop.
grand every time that happens.
Stop.
Do you not know that?
Stop.
Hold on one
They
second.
pull you
Stop,
over
El-
unconstitutionally.
guys.
Call a
Stop.
lawyer and get yourself
Seriously,
40
seriously.
grand.
Okay,
Elbass,
let's do
stop.
this. Hold on one second. Naquan. All right, seriously, guys. I mean, like, I appreciate everybody that's up here, but again, we can't continue to do the over talking. We just can't. We can't. I refuse. We can't do the over talking.
Santana, you don't let us
Hold
talk.
on. No, because you keep talking while other people are talking. Just hold on for a second. Give it a second. I'm trying to let you have this actual conversation and flesh this out. Give it a second. Let me read these off. We're going to level set. We're going to take a whole step back. Everybody breathe. And then we will continue the conversation with no one speaking over each other. W's in the chat for Phil. Phil sent a $3 donation. Says, Florida SB 1718 was a test case for mass deportation. You're absolutely right about that. Phil also sent a $3 donation that said, if U.S. American citizens get ascertained or accosted to show their citizenship, will El Bass and frenemies concede they were wrong? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what it sounds like, is there has to be actual proof of it happening before they admit that they're wrong, without actually worrying about it. W's in the chat for Anna, who sent a $1 donation saying, thank you for what you're doing. Anna, you're amazing. Thank you so much for that donation. W's in the chat for Monique, who sent a $5 donation, said, tell El Bass they had a list in Germany. Ooh, holy smokes. That's an amazing point. They had a list in Germany, and look how that turned out. W's in the chat for Corey. Corey sent a $2 donation saying, how are you justifying it when it does happen? Because it's happening and it's about to get much worse. W's in the chat for Corey for that. Thank you so much for that donation, guys. We are now only $173 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. We have over 600 people here, so if 173 people just send $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. With that being said, El Bass, the floor is yours. I'm going to give you a moment to talk, and then I'm going to let Naquan respond. I still want to actually get Jen and Grace involved. I want to come back to Frenemies because he has a point to be made. John, I'm going to switch you out. We're going to try to keep everything moving a little bit more, but El Bass, the floor is yours.
I got to get to bed, so I'll just land my plane here. Joe Biden spent $8.6 trillion, the most in 4 years. Absolutely insane. He was responsible for 20% inflation, and he's really just a shit show embarrassment. I can't believe he pardoned his family today. You guys support that after saying no one's above the law for 4 years? It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. You guys have your predictions. I have mine. There's no way you're getting stopped and asked for your freaking papers on the side of the road or walking down the street. That's just simply not going to happen. You guys have a good evening.
No, El Bass.
Enjoy
So
the next
wait.
4
So
years.
you're gonna say that and then run and not even allow anyone to actually continue to engage in conversation? Is that
That's
the
how you
type of
guys
man
been
that
doing
you
me
are?
all night.
Wait, is that the type of man that you are, El Bass? You're gonna make
No.
such bold, sweeping statements and then not even give anyone a chance to respond to you?
All right, let's start with the first one. Joe Biden spent $8.6 trillion, the most in 4 years.
Where did you get that?
Treasury.gov, debt to the penny. We've already been over this.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going in that circle with you again. What's your next point? Because you said something that I really wanted Lola to be able to actually finish that point. But go ahead.
20% inflation.
No,
because
you
inflation compounds.
You said let's stick to the topic. You threw a whole bunch of other BS out there. I don't want to hear about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not president. Trump is president. We're talking about the subject that's at hand. You mentioned that they're quote unquote fear mongering because people are worrying about things that won't happen. Lola's been trying to actually give you why she's actually worried. So give it a second, Lola. I would like to allow you to respond to that statement.
You know what? At this point, I'm sorry, El Bass. You obviously clearly don't give a fuck about. Excuse my language. Don't care about anybody other than your YT people. So because this doesn't affect you directly, you don't care. So that's as far as I'm going to leave it at this point. There's no sense in talking to people who have their ears closed. You have your views, I have mine. You obviously don't care, and that's perfectly fine.
I got three brothers, Tony Chavez, Ty Chavez, and Casey Chavez. They're all Mexican, and none of them are scared. Not a single one of them are scared. The entire freaking 64 family member crew is not scared. It's insane, the fear-mongering that's going on right now. You do not
It's a fear-mongering that your president started.
Mexicans.
It's a fear-mongering that your president started. So there you go.
No, he hasn't. You can't give me an example of this happening under Trump. We've already been over that. It is fear-mongering.
But so your thing is it didn't happen under Trump, so it's not worth mentioning.
So what
not,
happens
not the
if you
fact
have
that it
three
never
brothers
happened
too?
before.
My thing is, it's not happening now. So until it happens now, you're just simply fear-mongering. You're saying what could be.
Okay, cool.
Could happen.
Hold on 1 second. So, by that logic, right? By your logic, we shouldn't have to pay insurance, right? Because the reason for insurance is actually paying for things that could happen and actually thinking about those things that could happen. And even more so, again, Elbas, you're talking about something that you still haven't been able to answer how they're going to do it without causing collateral damage.
I've said it. You guys just don't want to accept the answer. They have a list. I mean, this is the U.S. government. They're spying on all of us.
Where can I find that information?
Hold on 1 second, Smooth. You're saying that they have a list of undocumented immigrants. Again, I know Frenemies is still waiting to have this conversation, and his actual conversation has validity as far as the people that are waiting to be deported, right? Or have not waiting to be deported, but have deportation orders. Like, that's understandable, but those people are not undocumented. So you're saying that this list actually is in place, and it's people that have not been arrested or deported or anything like that. You said they have a list. Where can you find this list? Where can you even verify that this list exists besides you just thinking that this list should exist?
Well, yeah, no problem. They give people court cases.
If they have court cases, then they're documented.
12 months.
If they have court cases,
how many people are on that court case list?
Elbas,
There's a list right there.
Elbas, if they have court cases, then they're documented. We're talking about undocumented people. That's the point that Lola keeps trying to get across.
That's not how that works. When someone comes to the border, they get a court case to determine whether they're here legally or not, or whatever that is.
And that's when they become documented.
Oh my God, that doesn't make them documented.
Yes.
Documented means you can go to work.
No. Documented means that they actually have had contact with Border Patrol, and there's a way to actually, quote unquote, track them, whether they actually come back for their court case or not. They made contact.
I don't even get what your point is.
But
I mean, you don't think there's a list of illegal citizens in this country? That's
so
what you're
where's
telling
this
me.
mystery list, Elbas? Where's
I
this
just
black
told
list?
you. They have a list of people that didn't show up to the court cases.
Again,
They know what
they're
criminals are.
documented. Donald Trump is talking about undocumented immigrants. Again, if
talking about illegal
hold on
immigrants.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Elbas. Frenemies. Can you please explain to Elbas the conversation that you and I were having about people that have deportation orders?
So I literally just Googled it, and it includes people that are overstaying their visas under undocumented immigrants. So it's not just people that come that are known gotaways. That's not what an undocumented immigrant is. An undocumented immigrant is people without legal status. That's literally what it says here. So
Illegal.
I think I literally, like, this is what I have on my screen here. That I just Googled it. Definition of undocumented immigrant.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here.
Even if you overstay your visa, you're undocumented.
Mm-hmm. Enter without inspection, enter with legal status but overstayed, have or previously had deferred action as a childhood DACA, currently in the process of legalization. Oh, that one's interesting. And vulnerable immigrants. Okay, so this is what the breaks down in the actual terms of undocumented immigrants, right? So, but still, so is the point in case is that all of these people are the ones that are being targeted? I'm still trying to understand that then, because again, go ahead with your point, frenemies.
There's just so many people to go after. They're not just going to be deployed to Chicago tomorrow and start trolling the streets like a fishing boat. Oh, and then like what's the Simpsons or Family Guy with the little chart with skin color? Oh, you're this shade of brown. We're gonna check your documents and then you're go. No, they have something. They have 1.19 million people. That was the other thing I had here. Let me pull it back up. This one, yeah. 1.19 million people that have final eviction notice, whatever the fuck they're called. And
where did you find that? Because I couldn't find the numbers on that one.
All right, let me go. I'll go show exactly what I did.
Real quick, because I know there's new people on the panel. There's a couple things that I need to read off. There's a lot happening. Let me do this. 1 second here, guys. Hey, chat, can we keep tapping the screen? We're at 139,000 likes. I would love to go ahead and get this up to 200,000 likes. So, guys, can we please keep tapping the screen? Please keep tapping the screen. So I want to read these off, guys. W's in the chat for the B strokes. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say strokes. I'm sorry. I can't read your username. I'm not sure. Debris strokes, I think. Enter into contest for TikTok Wall of Stars. I don't know what the Wall of Stars is. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what the Wall of Stars is. W's in the chat for Jade, who sent a $1 donation, said, "I'm sick of these arrogant white tea privileged folks." Thank you for that, Jade. W's in the chat for Maribel, who sent a $2 donation, said, "One day I would like to come up on the panel." Get in the box. Request up. You got an opportunity right now. W's in the chat for Gene, who sent a $1 donation, says, "Bass wants to talk about people being above the law. Trump literally just freed 1,500 J6ers." Absolutely. And then massive W's. I mean, like, freaking amazing, insane amount of massive W's for two amazing individuals. Massive W's in the chat for Carol, who added $50 to the nightly donation goal. And then massive W's in the chat for Kathy, who added $50 to the nightly donation goal. And Kathy left a message saying, "I'm scared for so many people. Do documents even matter? Will they take away birthright citizenships? Just an FYI, they already have tried to do so." I think he signed an order to do just that. Take away birthright citizenship to those who already have it. Not sure the Supreme Court will do what's right. Listen, I am right there with you. I'm so worried about it, and I know for a fact that, again, that's the point that we're trying to get across, is there's a lot of people that are going to be affected. And also, guys, massive W's in the chat for Valerie, who sent a $20 donation to say Mad Voter, Indiana nonprofits can use eyes and voices. What do you mean? Mad Voters, Indiana nonprofit can use eyes and voices. I feel like you're trying to say that they need help. Do me a favor. I see Kay is in here, and then also management is in here. Can you inbox one of them, Valerie, please, with the information? We can talk about that. But guys, W's in the chat for everybody. Now, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. That means we only have $49. I know we can close out the nightly goal. $49 to close out the nightly donation goal. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Frenemies, you were saying where you pulled that information from.
Yeah, I'll just type. Here's copy paste exactly what I googled.
I
Just
don't know
that
if I
first
can
one.
pull it from the chat, but oh, go just read it off for me.
Order for removal. How many? Really, really jank Google search. And it came up with 1.19 million. It's from.
Yeah, that comes from the removal system. That comes from the American Immigration Council. And frenemies, this is from 2022. So this is 3 years old. Okay. With that being said, let's move it around the panel just for a second. Jen, how are you? Jen, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Jen. Are you a Trump supporter? What did you think of day one of the new Trump administration, and what do you want to add to the conversation?
Definitely not a Trump supporter. I actually took a mental health day today. I am a teacher as well, and so we had e-learning today because it was too cold for our kids to be out there with the wind chill. We also have an e-learning day tomorrow, which is why I'm still up. I actually have a comment. The person I wanted to talk to actually fled the panel.
Not whatever.
Yeah, not stressed. So
Yeah.
I just want people to know that not all teachers are like her, and not all foster parents or people that adopt are. And my question would have been to her is, one, why did you get into teaching? And two, why did you start fostering? In that regard. But she's not here for me to ask her that. But I do want to ask Elbass something. So you and a little, I feel for you. I have an African American son, and we don't have papers for him. We have his birth certificate and his adoptions papers. But in the state of Indiana, it is harder than heck to go and get an ID without a social security card. It's hard to get a social security card without like 10,000 pieces of identification. That even though he is 22, we don't have all that because I fostered him and then I adopted him. And so I'm going through that heck right now with him. So if they were to stop him when not with me, I fear for what would happen. So my heart goes out to you, and it's not fear mongering. This is reality. Elbash, you talk about this list, that they have a list. You know who else had a list? Back in the 1930s, there was another set of people that were targeted, and this group of people had a list. And they went in the dead of night, and they tore down these doors. They made these people get into trucks. They stripped them of all their belongings down to where they were, and put them on these trains, sent them to this place called, I would say, HE double hockey sticks. So I want to say the real word and get Santana's life taken down. But they took them and they loaded them in these cattle cars, and they took them on these trains when it's in the middle of winter. And people unalived in these, and they urinated and defecated in these cars, and they went in that for a journey. Then when they got there, they were taken out of these cars, and they were made to line up. No, frenemies, stop.
You see what we're talking about?
Frenemies, hold on 1 second.
They were made.
It's not even close to it.
They were
It's
made.
absolutely insane.
They were made to divide. The families were separated based on if they were healthy enough to work in the camps or not. Those that were not went into chambers where they were unalived. So here's my thing to you. Have you not heard that the Texas governor has offered to give up land for these kinds of, not necessarily what happened, but for camps, detention centers to be put in his state, where everybody that they're rounding up to deport will end up going.
Like Obama did? I mean, that's nothing new. Do you think that's new? I mean, you can look up that same list
Yeah,
you just
Obama
did in 22. For every single year Obama was in office.
No, that's absolutely not true.
I promise you can.
No, hold on.
Obama deported more people than anyone.
He did, but he didn't put kids in cages.
You think he did that without a list?
He,
I mean, it's
the,
just
the
insane
Oh,
what
this
you guys
simple,
are
friggin'
wait,
saying.
hold
list.
on, because there's a whole thing behind that, and you guys have been running that argument for a whole time. Hold on one second.
She just brought it up.
No, no,
No,
I'm saying
I was curious
your point.
about this list. I'm really wanting to know where this list is. I'd like to go look it up. So, where is your source so I can go look it up? Because I know
It was
Santana's
literally
curious
just on
too.
the freaking page. Frenemy showed it. Santana put it on the big screen. Everyone saw it.
So, there's a list of names, actual names.
There's
Yes.
1.19 million people 2 years ago.
So, 3 years ago,
No. There
That
was
list is made
1.2.
every
Hey,
single year.
Jen, you got like really bad background
that's
noise.
because
Can
I have
you
my
mute for a
fan
second?
on.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Better?
there was a lot better. There was 1.9 million people in 2020 that were on the list for deportation. But again, that was
No,
now
2
3 years
years,
ago.
4 months ago. Not
Okay.
4 years, not 5 years ago.
No, I said. Did I say 5 years?
You said 2020.
I'm
You said
sorry.
22.
I was reading an article at the same time. I apologize, but yeah, it was 2 years ago. So a lot can change in 2 years.
How many deportations have taken place from then to now? I don't think 1.19. I don't even think 500,000.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have those numbers, but how about you go find that in front of me? I mean, if you want to actually look it up, you were talking about providing a number, but then your numbers were actually off by years. So if you want to actually continue to speak on that, then you can definitely go ahead and find the exact number.
I mean, I had numbers up for 30 minutes. And
Yeah, but the numbers weren't right. I acknowledged your definition, but your actual numbers aren't right because it was from 2020. I'm sorry, 2022.
So, okay, oh my god.
So are you telling me that, hey, frenemies, how much did you weigh in 2022?
About the same. Actually,
So we're supposed to believe that 2 years later you haven't gained or lost any weight. You're just the same. 2 years later. The numbers are just the same. Come on, frenemies.
Do you think you vastly changed in 2 years?
Absolutely. I know I have.
I saw his videos. He has.
Well, okay. I'm proud of you, actually. I'm proud of you if that's the case.
No, but all I'm saying is, like, even if you would have pointed to something maybe within a year time frame, that's a little bit more feasible. But then also knowing the understanding as far as, even though El Bass doesn't feel like Joe Biden did anything for immigration, he definitely did, including the executive orders that he was forced to sign.
So when I came up and said Tom Homan gave a number of 700,000, you said that wasn't good enough. So I went to go find the number, and it said 1.1, and it was 2 years ago. Okay, great. So Tom Homan says 700,000. Those numbers clearly aren't out in the public. So let's say it's 300,000. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's 100,000. Mm-hmm. Why don't we start there? Like, they're not, like I said before, it doesn't negate the point that they're not going to troll the streets tomorrow in Chicago and pick up anybody that's brown and, oh, papers please. Hey, Lola, you look a little too brown for me. Can I see your papers please? They're not going to do that, guys. I'm sorry, but they're not. And to your point,
can we acknowledge Joseph Arpaio and that Trump actually pardoned a sheriff who did that exact thing for racial profiling?
Exactly. Guys, hold on one second. Everybody, give me a second. Sorry. Naquan, I'm going to drop you down. I know you got a question, but I'm going to drop you down for a second. I'll bring you back.
All right.
Hey, Santana.
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. One second.
Was he talking about the black sheriff?
One second. Everybody, 1 second. Hey, Kay.
Joseph Arpaio is not a black.
Hold on 1 second, RC. Hey, Kay.
Hey. Welcome, Sean Reed. First of all. Second of all, good evening, everybody. The over-talking does really need to stop, please, so that we can continue. I want to add something, but RC can go first, please, because he was wanting to finish up his point.
Oh, no, I just wanted to correct him. Joseph Arpaio is a racist white guy. Give me a break.
Fair enough.
That's all correct and factual. What I really wanted to talk about is, as someone who actually lives in Chicago, the aldermen of Chicago just tried to pass, two aldermen sponsored, a law that would put a stop to our sanctuary status in this city. And you saying that they're not going to troll the streets of Chicago during a raid would be false because, one, list or not, one of the things that Homeland Security wanted was to be able to have the Chicago Police Department assist them. And because of our sanctuary city status, we told them no. And then these two asshats decided that they were going to try to pass this law, which did not pass by a majority. But all of the places where the aldermen voted yes were saturated, white, rich neighborhoods. It is racism. It is not fear-mongering. There are warnings from many nonprofits and the city itself, along from our governor, speaking on what can happen tomorrow. So I do not want to hear one more time that it is fear-mongering, because their plans to come in are to target certain areas that are densely populated with the Latino community. And if you don't live in Chicago and you aren't from a sanctuary city and you don't know what it is like, then do not speak and say it is fear-mongering when you don't know what the plans are, what's been put on paper, and what has been seen by residents who do live there.
But I have a question, Kay.
You don't know what
Wait. Hold
stop.
on. No.
It's
Hold on. Go ahead and finish your point, Kay.
Frenemies, I don't speak with you. I don't engage with you. I don't even share space with you. I'm here also doing mod duties.
Let's
You
kick her
can
out.
do
What's
that
the
on
point?
somebody else's
Why is she?
platform.
Shut up, Elbass. Hey,
We're in a
and
debate.
shut up, Elbass.
Elbass?
Hey, Kay.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. I didn't understand. I didn't know that it was a thing with frenemies. I'm sorry.
No, he
Frenemies
can
is
pull
gross.
that crap somewhere else.
Okay.
And I don't know where Elbass went, but
He ran because he got tired of saying that he had to actually wait to.
well,
to
good.
be able
Maybe
to
now
speak.
we can have some actual conversations, because the two bigots that were just up here could definitely need to leave. Frenemies, I don't engage with you. So if you have a question, you can come up here and keep talking to other people, but I don't engage with you because you're a bigot who likes to take up space in other lives and try to pretend like you're friendly, but you're not. If there's ever heavy breathing, maybe you could mute up till you get introduced. There you go. Okay, if we could keep tapping and get up to 200,000 likes, that would be really great. We have been on live plenty, where we should be way over 250. And if we can keep tapping and sharing the live, I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for joining us. And Lola, every single point you have brought up has been significantly valid this evening. And we do have some resources. I don't know where you're located. I'm sorry, I did miss that part. But if you need anything, if you could reach out, there's some nonprofit groups and stuff that we, are hooking people up with. That if we can be any of assistance whatsoever, please let us know. But thank you very much for being here tonight, because it is a very important topic and it is affecting so many people, and we just really want to make sure that you feel supported and that you have a platform for your voice. And I really appreciate you being here. And with that, thank you.
W's in the chat for Kay. Thank you, Kay. Let me read these off real quick, and then I know there's a lot of people that haven't gotten the opportunity to speak, including Smooth and Grace. So I wanted to give that chance. Guys, W's in the chat for Destin, who sent a $5 donation, says day one was exhausting already. Thankful for you though. I'm thankful for you. Like, I'm thankful for you. I appreciate you so much. Also, W's in the chat for Phil, who sent a $3 donation, said, is he really trying to say to you that people have not been wrongly identified, that law enforcement has not gone to the wrong houses, and mistreatment has not happened before? Phil, that's exactly what he was trying to say. That's exactly what he was trying to say, Phil. Absolutely. Guys, W's in the chat for Phil. Guys, we are only $41 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Only $41 away from closing out the nightly donation goal. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. We can definitely go ahead and knock that out. Keep tapping the screen. Get up to 200,000 likes. Also, we have K.
I am so sorry. I just
No, you're
wanted to say one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that a lot of, as being prior law enforcement and stuff, that a lot of civilians don't know. But one thing I really want to bring attention to very quickly is that when somebody is run through the system, whether it's your state system or the NCIC system, there are things called sound X matches, because everything is broken down into numbers. And so when you run somebody's name and date of birth, and that return comes back, multiple returns can come back, say on a common Hispanic name. And so, and some of them do have like warnings that somebody should not be, where they are. But even if somebody presents their papers, so to speak, they can be taken in and fingerprinted because of that. So I just want to also say that it is going to be a problem all around because of how the system works through NCIC. Many states will get returns that show duplicates of the same person and with the same date of birth, and it will be a problem. So I really hope that people do understand that this is not just, stop and frisk. This is not just have papers on you. This is, deeper than that, because the system is very broken. So I just wanted to make that very clear, because when people are run, that does come back like that. And yes, I do have an Irish name, and it is because I am. Okay.
Hey, I have
Hold on one second. Kay, can you hang here for a moment?
Yes. For a little bit.
Why can I not see? Oh, there. Hold on. Why do you have your multi-guest off? Corey, can you request up for me?
Corey
I was trying to.
Corey to the front.
Huh?
Corey to the front, please. Corey to the front.
Hey, Corey.
Hello. Hi.
Guys, W's in the chat for Corey. Can we get like a million W's in the chat for Corey? Can we get the W's rolling for Corey? Can we please? Can we get some W's in the chat for Corey? Just for being Corey. Corey.
Yes.
Little birdie told me that someone has a birthday.
Yes, I turn old in 11 minutes.
Hey, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. I know it's 11 minutes away, but we're still about to go ahead and celebrate you now. Guys, listen, I know RC Dub, you know the deal because you're a frequent flyer. Kay, I know you know the deal because you are as well. But for everyone else that's on the panel, what we do here at Late Nights with Santana, when someone has a birthday, no matter what your political leanings are, you have to come off mute and we all sing happy birthday to that person together. So I need everybody on the panel to come off mute and we're going to sing happy birthday to Corey. So I'm waiting for everybody to come off mute. Everybody to come off. Bridget Twin Mom, are you there? Let me send you a request. Bridget Twin
Don't
Mom,
be offended. I can't sing too loud because I might wake my wife up.
Oh,
She's already asleep.
it's okay. It's okay. I think Bridget Twin Mom might have fell asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch her out, and we're gonna bring management. Can you request up, please? Management, hurry, so we can go ahead and sing happy birthday. Management, we need you in the queue. Management, can you request up? There
Let me
we
drop
go.
somebody that
No,
can.
no, no,
Let
no,
me
no.
drop. No?
No, no.
Okay.
I wanted one person to fill it. All right, guys. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you. Yay! And now,
Yay.
and now for the good part. Hey Alexa, play 50 Cent in the club.
Here's into Club by 50 Cent on Amazon Music.
Go, shorty. We gon' party. We gon' sip Bacardi. Hey Alexa, stop. Corey, you are one amazing individual. I was just singing your praises today. I appreciate you in so many ways, more than you could ever actually know. You are not only a valued member of our team, you are such an amazing person. You are a great friend, and I am grateful for you and grateful to say happy birthday.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, chat, I know there's some funky things going on with some coins, and I don't know if people can actually do whatever you're trying to do, but if you have any coins, if you can cash out any coins, I don't know if people can actually cash them out or whatever, but can we show Corey some birthday love? Can we take care of Corey? If you have coins, I don't know if people can do coins or whatever, because the old TikTok is still acting a little bit funny. But if you got them, can you send them? If you got them, can you send them? Let's show Corey some birthday love. If you don't mind, please and thank you. I want to make sure that we at least do what we can do while the TikToks let us do what we can do. So go ahead and send all the birthday love to Corey so we can say happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's what I'm talking about. Shower Corey with the love. Shower
Happy
Corey
birthday,
with the
Corey.
love.
Thank you so much for everything that you do.
You are amazing, Corey, and you know that. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Corey, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday. All right. She left so fast. All right. Corey K, you guys can drop if you want to. You can stay if you want to. Jen, I'm gonna drop you down. Grace, I want to give you an opportunity to actually speak. You have not had an opportunity to actually speak at all. So
Hello, can you hear me?
yes, we can.
So I just wanted to talk about Elon and what he did at the inauguration.
Mhm.
And I was on Harry's live earlier, and a lot of people were saying we're dismissing his behavior because he has autism. And I work with kids that have autism.
So let me hop in. Let me hop in real quick before you get going. Just because I want to be kind of clear on where I stand with this, because I know a lot of people, even in my Discord, have kind of actually spoken on this, and I want to make sure that that we go from this point, because I actually meant to make a video about this today, right?
Mhm.
And I would love to hear your perspective as far as someone who may work with people with autism and things like that. But with that being said, not only with that, but the whole conversation with Donald Trump saying that, they rigged the election and things like that. The point that I am trying to make is we can't be like the right. We
Mhm.
can't have unfounded conspiracy theories. We can't run amok with misinformation, disinformation, no matter how weird things may seem, the thing that I definitely want to call out is, yes, it is suspicious how he actually did the whole grabbing his chest, hands up twice. He did say at one point that my heart goes out to you after he did that twice. So my assumption was that he was actually saying my heart goes out to you, and that was his weird way of doing so, because again, you want to listen to the entire clip, just like the entire clip where Donald Trump was talking about things being rigged. It really went back to the fact that he was talking about 2020. He had said that about 2020 multiple times, and then he was talking about the Olympics. The Olympics were actually finalized in 2017 as far as the 2024-2028 the 2024-2028 location, and Donald Trump was president in 2027, and so his thought process was around that, and so he's just really bad at making sentences. So I want to give you an opportunity to actually speak, but the thing that I don't want to do, and I'm sorry, I can't do that on my platform, is have like conspiracy theories, but I want to give you a chance to speak.
Yeah. So I really just wanted to talk about how people were saying his behavior was because he had autism. And I hate to blame people with disabilities for a certain behavior, because in a common sense, no one is born with racism, you know? And the kids I work with, I've worked with kids that have an AAC device to kids that can talk, have conversations with me. And I just want to say, like, someone who is on the spectrum, I have not seen any kid that I work with do that or really speak any behaviors of racism in any way. And not that he was insinuating that, because I did see the video that he was saying that he was coming from love. But in my sense, that like if I was working with any kid that was saying they were coming from love, that the field I work with, they would be blowing kisses, you know? And I feel that since he is a high figure he is essentially the richest person in the world, he should have more substance on what is okay and what is not. And I'm not saying that it's on the base of autism, but he should have more understanding, because as you can see, I know they don't base it off higher functioning or lower functioning. He can be on the spectrum, but in his sense, he knows right from wrong, and he knows what is publicly sensible and what is not. And I know if you work with kids that have autism, they, at some stance, depending on the client you work with, they don't know that. So I just want to come and say that saying autism is a purpose for his behavior is not acceptable, because all kids with autism don't do that.
Yeah. No, and even more than that, the thing that I like to actually like, I had this conversation, and I said this as well, but like I told someone before, like just me and my social media and our community and what we do here, right? I don't have the privilege, and that's why I sat there and I started before you even had a chance to speak. I don't have the privilege of just saying and doing just anything, and not acknowledging that people are actually listening to my words. And we're here live on TikTok, but we're also live on YouTube. What up, YouTube? We're also live on Twitch. Like, there are hundreds of people listening to me right now, and at times thousands of people. And the problem that I have with Elon Musk and his action, Donald Trump and his words and his actions, is people like that have a responsibility to understand the weight and the gravity of their words and their actions, and you have to be mindful of those words and actions at all time, because I try to be so as well. And you have to know that the slightest things that you do or say could actually put people in harm, could actually, and whether it's physically or mentally, like it's a whole thing. So I don't excuse his actions, even if it was just, like a weird thing that he did. Like yeah. I mean, Elon Musk is weird, but still.
Yeah. People, like when I was on Harry's live, people excused his behavior for stimming, and they were like, oh, he was flapping his arms, blah, blah, blah. And you can stim no matter what. Like if you have ADHD, if you have autism, everyone stims in their own way. And saying that that is his way of stimming, I feel like comes across as a bit very negative conjectory towards people with autism, and I don't want to put that in the public.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Grace, thank you so much for coming up. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I apologize that we didn't get around to a lot more of the conversation, but I really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me up.
Thank you. Smooth, you have not gotten an opportunity to speak. I know you tried to jump in earlier. It was hot, it was heavy. We didn't get to actually roll through everything. Smooth, what did you want to add?
No, I appreciate you having me up. I just wanted to say, yeah, today was definitely a mental health day for me as well. I really didn't pay too much to the inauguration, but from what I did catch and from what I'm starting to see with his executive orders, I just want to say, like Lola, I do empathize with you completely because, being a member of, the Black community and understanding racial profiling, I've been racial profiled many a times. Some people just never understand the feeling of being stopped and asked, if you're from a certain area just because, you're the way you look, right? Being asked if you belong in this space, right? Being followed around in the storefront because you're, profiled and you might look suspicious. Like some people in this country will just never understand that. And you got some people who will excuse it. And so it's never okay. It should not be a thing, especially here in the United States in 2024, let alone 2025, right? But here we are. And so I'll just say that, I'm just hoping people really learn compassion and learn to empathize and to sympathize with folks who don't look like them and know that this country is still a work in progress. Like, and when I say that, I mean, like, we've never addressed racism yet, right? Just because we had a Black president doesn't mean that all of a sudden this racism has gone away. There's still bigots in this world, right? There's still bigots in this country. Like, there's still a default classism that's going on. And until people educate themselves and understand that, until we address it and have a conversation and then work towards eliminating that, it's always going to exist. And this idea of, like, as long as we don't talk about it, it won't be a thing. It's just complete bull. Like, so that's all I wanted to say. And, I love everybody. And I'm counting down to the midterms and to the end of this presidency. So, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, Smooth. And if you are available, come back. I mean, we got a couple of days of all of this, and so I really want you to get an opportunity to share more when we have more people on the panel.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
RC Dubs. I just shot you a DM. Check that whenever you have a moment. I sent you my number. I still got something I need you to do. I wanna work with you because I got something like super dope, and you're like the perfect person for it. So
all right, sounds good.
I'll look
at it for sure. We'll do.
RC does also. You at some point you got to come eat with me on sparring. Like, it's way different than late nights. Like, I need you to, like, I think you've seen me a couple of times, but I've been getting down, RC, and I know like I'm about to get wicked. Well, we about to. I don't know if I don't know if you were on Erica's live earlier when I'm just like the burden of proof is officially off of us. Like, from this point on, I am saying the most unhinged, unverifiable stuff, and it's going to be their responsibility to actually prove us wrong. Like I am done. We have no power. They have all the control. I argued with a guy today, and I said, why hasn't Donald Trump fixed the gas prices? And he was like, well, he just got in. I said, no, these gas prices have been high the entire Trump administration. Why are they not down yet? And that is my approach moving forward. So
I agree. If we only act half as unhinged as they have the last 4 years, we'll still sound perfectly sane. I mean, it's just the gaslighting we're going to experience and still continue. Like the guy earlier talking about Biden being responsible for 20% inflation. It never hit above 9. But anyway, they act like Trump is magical. And then when you ask them, well, what's he going to do? Well, I don't know. Mass deportation.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they got. And that's going to hurt the economy they pretend to care about. And you know that's one of my things. But anyway, it's ridiculous. We're going to have to keep up. And definitely, I like your idea about throwing this stuff at them.
I plan on I'm going to hop on my backup account. And I'm going to go to MAGA Lives, and I'm just going to say, like, the most off the wall. Why is it that yesterday I bought eggs at the grocery store, and it cost me $50?
I'm going to start tomorrow with why isn't the Ukraine war over?
Exactly. No, I said the same thing. And then the guy kept trying to answer, and I just pivoted every time. I didn't even let him get into an answer. Every single time I switched to something else. I am going to be unhinged because now the burden of proof is on you.
We got to have our own bingo sheet now.
RC, what do you want to say to the people?
Well, keep the fight up because it's going to be a long 4 years. And it's, we have to watch out because they're trying to create an oligarchy.
Yep.
And if anybody has given him a blueprint on how to do it, it's Vladimir.
Our oligarchy from within. That's what it is.
Be careful. That's what they're building. Billionaires. How many? A dozen billionaires
18.
on the cabinet?
18.
18. I have to pay more.
Hey, did you see how they got Ramaswamy? You see Elon got Ramaswamy up out the paint?
Yeah, I guess he figured out he was the DEI hire. I don't understand.
They said, we no longer need you, brown man.
There went the diversity, and the only diverse cabinet pick is gone.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah.
And, I heard poor Byron Donalds and Tim Scott were relegated to the back.
Yeah. Well, that's what they've been, You don't need to be up front. They can still hear you tap dancing from the back, so it's perfectly fine.
It is going to get weird and weird and weirder, and we're just going to have to stay in the fight. And I'm glad you're here with us doing it and leading these every night, and I appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, no, you know how much I appreciate you, RC. You have a great night, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Come a little bit earlier.
I'm gonna try.
Like I would have loved to hear you speak to what's her not stress. Oh, she was something else. You would have enjoyed that.
She's probably lucky my wife went to bed early tonight because I'm about as calm as I'm gonna be when she's in bed.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to wake her up, but other than that, I'm gonna go off on people.
I know that's right. All right, RC, I appreciate you.
I'll see you later. Appreciate you.
Guys, I want to read off a couple of things. I want to acknowledge the Sean raid. Apparently that happened over on Twitch. I didn't see this earlier, but W's in the chat for Sean raid. Welcome in everybody that came over from the Sean raid. I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier. It was getting busy. Also, let me read a couple of these off, guys. W's in the chat for Ty, who sent a $1 donation saying, wow, what about my day, Santana? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Ty? And Ty also sent a $1 donation saying, I was hoping for the seasoned version of Happy Birthday. Listen, we can't always give them the funk, right? I mean, like, it depends on who's on the panel. We can't just, throw that one out there. But I tell you what, somebody has a birthday coming up really soon, and I thought the TikToks was gonna be gone, but apparently the TikToks will be here when someone's birthday happens. And so I am thinking about, I don't know where we're gonna be, but I might be streaming on my birthday. I'm thinking about it. It's happening pretty soon. So yeah. Also, Ty, is it your birthday right now? Ty, come up here. Request up, Ty. Request up. W's in the chat as well for chasing a $20 donation saying mass donations, not deportations. And also happy birthday, Corey. Thank you so much for that, Chase. You are absolutely amazing. And W's in the chat for Kinley. Kinley sent a $45 donation saying, thank you for being a bright spot in the day that has been dark for all of us. Pass $10 on to the birthday girl. Keep shining, King. That's for Corey. Corey, I'm going to go ahead and shoot you that actual donation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, guys. W's in the chat. And we got Ty. Listen, real
Hi,
quick.
Santana.
Hey, Ty. Listen, guys, real quick. Even though the panel's closed, I need 7 people. 7 people. Request up real quick. We need 7 people real quick because I can't do this by myself. And actually, you know, if you come up, maybe have a little bit of soul. Maybe a little bit of soul.
I would love a seasoned happy birthday.
I don't know.
I
if
would
we
love
can
that.
I don't know if we can get a seasoned happy birthday because I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Somebody come up here and make my day. My birthday is inauguration day. It sucks.
I don't know, guys. We need 3 more people. We need 3 more people. If you know happy birthday to ya. If you know that one, request up. If you know that version of happy birthday, we need 3 more people to get up here to sing happy birthday with us. We need 3. I'm waiting. Where are we? I'm going to start sending out requests. If I don't get people to volunteer, if I don't get volunteers, some people are going to be voluntold. I will do
My
it.
birthday is on MLK Day. Sometimes.
What is happening here? Okay. All right, we need one more person. One more person. I can't see. Okay, now I can see one more person. I'm about to, let's see. Who can I voluntold? I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to send, let's see who comes up first. Send this to you. Send this to you. I'm sending out a bunch of requests. I need somebody to accept. There we go. Hey, Kim.
Hi.
All right,
everybody.
guys. Okay. Everybody off mute. I need everybody off mute. All right, we're going to sing happy birthday. We're going to sing the seasoned version of happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Who is that? Who was that? Oh, wait, was that Fee? Or was it, who was Fee? Sing it again, Fee.
Wow, you put me on the spot like that?
Go ahead, Fee. Who was that? Because somebody was fucking, excuse my language, was like getting it. Who was that?
I think that was Kimmy.
Was it Kimmy?
I thought it was Kimmy too.
Kimmy, do it again, Kimmy.
Same.
I'm sorry, y'all. Disclaimer: my twins are up, but
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I want to let you guys know, this is my very first seasoned happy birthday ever. I'm
not
super
done, though.
excited about it.
It's not done though, Ty, because you know what
Not
happens
done.
next.
No, I don't. Oh yeah.
In the Club by 50 Cent on Amazon Music.
Go, shorty.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. You don't know.
Hey, Alexa, stop. W's in the chat. Happy birthday, Ty. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm so glad
Thank
that
you,
we were
Santana.
able to let me know that and we were able to actually get the birthday wishes going. And
Heck
thank you
yeah.
to everybody on the panel. I appreciate everyone that came up and actually partook in that. Listen, guys, we're over time. Let's go ahead and do the things. You guys want to do outro with me?
I'll do it with you.
Yeah? You guys know the outro?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I need everybody off mute. Listen, guys, welcome back. Right. Late Nights with Santana. We are back. It was a wonderful evening. I really appreciate everybody being here. Listen, buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a hell of 4 years, and hopefully it's only 4 years. We will see, but regardless, I will be here with you. I will be holding people accountable. I will make sure that our community is completely intact. It's going to be us versus the world. So I need you. Thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for the likes, the taps, the shares. Thank you for all the wonderful things, the gift. We knocked out the daily donation goal. You all are amazing. Thank you for being here. I will see everyone again tomorrow. I love you all. And as always, peace.